summer, have your fun. Dive in the nearest pool. Never go out in the midday sun, just play it cool. Clothes will always be worn, of course. That is the golden rule. Lady good diver on that horse, she played it cool. Be calm and collected. Look before you leave each day. Never do what's expected. At least never do it right away. Life is a challenge, so they say. It can be kind of cruel. So be prepared in every way. It's not what you say, it's the way that you say it. Not how you play, it's the way that you play it. Play it cool.
How do you do? My name is neither here nor there, really. Well, as a matter of fact, it's Carmichael. Ian Carmichael, actually. Or, to be more precise, Ian L. Carmichael.
Why the L?
Well, why the L not? Anyway, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the show and to provide a few brief program notes as to what to expect. Well, I describe the show as a sort of, well, I suppose you'd say it's nondescript, really.
Well, if it's nondescript, don't say it.
All right, I won't. That was Mr. Hugh Paddock, an actor who works regularly because his principle has always been...
A small role is better than a long loaf.
And he joins our team with Miss Joan Sims, an actress, who recently was awarded the Seal of Merit.
I keep him in the bath.
And then, of course, I'm in it. Right in it, by the look of things. But I'm supposed to tell you something about the show. Well, it's got a bit of this and a bit of that. Quite a bit of that, as a matter of fact. And then there'll be some, you will say nothing of, and quite definitely a lot of, well, I think that about sums it up, don't you, Hugh?
Couldn't have put it better myself. Mind you, if you haven't got much idea of what sort of show this is, we can at least give you some idea of what sort of show this isn't.
Yes. Now, for example, it is not going to be one of those variety-type shows that usually go like this.
It's the Ian Carmichael Show.
Lots of laughter and lots of fun. With something special for everyone. So if you haven't anywhere to go, just pull up a chair and let down your hair. It's the Ian Carmichael Show.
And here is the star of the show, Ian Carmichael.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I must tell you, I ran into my next door neighbor this morning. Good job I didn't have a car. Now, seriously though, mind you now take the wife. Now, I wouldn't say she was fat. Come in.
Excuse me, sir. All right if I clean up the studio
Well,
now?
if it isn't Cherry the Cheery Charm.
Yes, it's me, all right. But I'm not myself today. I am all of a doodah.
Yeah, well, why do you say that?
I have to. It's me catchphrase. Oh, I'm telling you, sir, I look like this bucket of mud.
Yeah, how do you mean?
A little pale. It started early this morning. I got up about 6 and made tea in my pyjamas.
Haven't you got a teapot?
And so it goes on. But this is not that type of show. And neither is it going to be one of those cozy little situation comedies. You know the sort of thing. We present The Marriage Lark.
Is that you, darling?
Yes, Sally, I'm home. Sorry I'm a little late, darling. Got held up at the bank.
Oh, my poor darling. I hope those nasty old bandits didn't hurt you.
Now, Sally, look, when I say I got held up at the bank, you see, I don't mean I got held up at the bank. I mean... Oh, well, never mind. Oh, what a dizzy, freckle-faced, snub-nosed, lovable girl she is. Well, that's established her character. Yeah, where are you, Sally?
I'm in the kitchen.
Hello, darling.
Hello, Peter. Here, darling, hold this dish for me a minute.
Yeah, well, that's a nice welcome, I must say. You know, Sally, when Mr. Benson next door arrives home, his wife usually kisses him. Why don't you do the same?
Well, I don't know Mr. Benson that well.
Sally, darling, I didn't mean the... Oh, what's the use? Oh, you'll never change. By the way, darling, you haven't forgotten, have you? The Potters are coming to dinner tonight.
Oh, Peter, no.
Yeah, well, what's the matter?
Well, I've asked the Willoughbys.
Yeah, oh, Lord.
And you know what the Potters think of the Willoughbys.
Yeah, I can't stand the sight of them. Oh, well, we're in for a jolly evening. Yeah, oh, my giddy aunt, who on earth's that?
Oh, darling, I'll go.
Hello, Sally.
Oh, it's you.
Is something the matter?
No. Peter, it's Mr. Ferguson from the office.
Mr. Ferguson? Oh, what?
Peter, old chap. Don't tell me you've forgotten. It is tonight, isn't it?
Peter, you didn't.
Oh, I'm afraid I did, darling. And here is something else we are definitely not going to be.
Yes, it's time once again for our nauseating panel game. Out you go. For the benefit of those who don't know, the rules are quite simple. A team of 3 challengers quizzes our resident team. If they can answer before you hear this sound, it's bonus points. But when you hear this, it means the 2 teams change places unless the red light has come on. And then the treasure jackpot is open. Now, this means one of 2 things. You can either do a forfeit, set by our celebrity guest, or choose the key to the box. But when you hear this, then someone has used the mystery word. And the mystery word entitles you to 6 bonus points, or a chance to go in for the lucky dip. Now, if the lucky dip isn't won, you're still in the game, but you get a 2-point handicap. Well, those are the rules.
And here, in real life, is Rosemary Squires.
So that someday he may buy me a ring, ring-a-ling-a. I've heard that's where it leads. Wearing baubles, bangles, and beads. Jingling, 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 jingling. The wonders of the East are in this magical feast of bright shining beads, sparkles and spangles. My heart will sing-a-ling when I'm wearing baubles, bangles, and beads. I'll glitter and gleam so, make somebody dream, so that someday he may buy me a ring-a-ling-a. I've heard that's where it leads. Wearing baubles, bangles, and beads. Jingling, 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 jingling. Baubles, bangles, and beads.
Have you ever noticed how many compares introduce sketches by saying, have you ever noticed? Well, here we go again. Have you ever noticed how some of these film situations are so far removed from real life? Now, take the boy and girl bit. A discreet corner table in a romantic restaurant, and, well, you know how it goes.
Your favorite table? How nice to see you both again.
Thank you, Mario.
Madame is looking lovelier than ever.
Oh, Mario, you flatter her.
I'll put a bottle of Chateaubriand on ice for you, sir. I'll be back in a moment.
Oh, darling, what a lovely idea to come here for our anniversary.
Old place hasn't changed much, has it?
I always did love it here.
Oh, you still look divine by candlelight.
Gregory, listen. Our tune.
I know.
You asked them to play it, didn't you?
Uh-huh.
Thank you. Is it really 10 years ago tonight?
I'm afraid so, darling. You don't look any different.
Neither do you. Oh, a little grey around the temples, perhaps, but I like it. It makes you look very distinguished.
I wonder what happened to that old boy at the next table.
Oh, yes. Remember how his eyes nearly popped out when he overheard you proposing?
Oh, it was a pretty clumsy proposal, darling. Oh, I don't know. The words just didn't seem to come out right.
They were very beautiful, Gregory. And they were just the words I wanted to hear.
Your wine, sir.
Yes, that's fine. Thank you, Mario. Pour it, will you?
Very good, sir.
Gregory,
Yes, darling?
do you remember what I was wearing?
Well, of course I do. Pale pink, wasn't it?
You remembered. Oh, how I hated getting rid of that dress.
Shall we drink a toast?
Here's to the next 10 years together.
To us. Darling.
To us.
Yes. Well, in the films, it's all very tender and poignant. But in real life... Good evening, Mario. Table for two, please.
Oh, good evening, sir. Hello, you've got a new one with you tonight.
Mario, this is my wife.
Oh. Evening, madame.
Good evening.
I preferred the other one. You know, the one with the big
Mario.
blue eyes.
Yes, all right. Well, now, what about that table?
Follow me.
Oh, it's pitch black in here. I can't see a thing with all these ruddy candles.
In your case, dear, that's an advantage.
Here we are. Shove up a bit there and let this couple in, will you?
Thank you. Ooh,
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Excuse me, thank you.
That's it.
Now, sir, may I suggest a good wine?
How much is it?
Please. Yes, Mario, whatever you say. Look, dear, after all, this is something of a celebration.
Well, what did we want to come to this place for?
Don't you remember it? This is where we came 10 years ago.
Oh, yes, that's right. And you proposed.
Yes. No, I must have been drunk.
So this is the same place, eh?
That's it.
It's gone off a bit, hasn't it?
Well, 10 years is a long time. Quite a few things have gone off since then.
Look, dear, I'm starving. Why don't you
Yes,
order?
all right. I thought we'd have the same meal as we had then.
I don't care as long as it's food.
Oh. Mario.
You wish to order, sir?
Yes, we'll start with the brown Windsor soup. We'll follow that with a steamed cod parsley sauce, then the prunes and custards. Yeah, and you can pour the wine now.
Very good, sir.
Oh, Lord, don't tell me we're going to have that bloke pounding away all the time we're trying to eat.
Don't you recognize what he's playing?
I shouldn't think anybody could recognize what he's playing.
It's our tune.
Oh, it never was.
It was. Time on my hands.
That's not Time on My Hands.
Yes, it is.
It's not. All tunes sound alike to you. Time on My Hands, it's here's to the next time.
All right, have it your own way. Come on, dear. Come on, let's have a drink. I'd like to propose a toast. To Cynthia.
I'm Edna.
I beg your pardon, yes, I'm so sorry. Oh, well, here's to you and me.
Oh, look out. Now, you nearly had the drink all over me.
God, I've just remembered something else about that night 10 years ago.
What?
You were wearing a yellow dress with flowers all over it. Yes, yeah, that's right, I remember. Oh, it looked horrible on you. By the way, whatever happened to that dress?
I'm still wearing it.
You're walking along the street, or you're at a party, or else you're alone and then you suddenly think you're looking in someone's eyes. You suddenly realize that this could be the start of something big. You're lunching at 21.
And what
watching your diet,
declining a Charlotte russe,
accepting a fake.
when out of a clear blue sky it's suddenly gal and guy, and this could be the start of something big. There's no controlling the unrolling of your fate, my friend. Who knows what's written in the magic book? But when a lover you discover at the gate, my friend, invite him in without a second look.
You're up in an aeroplane,
Or dining at Sardi's, or lying at Malibu, alone on the sea. You suddenly hear a bell, and right away you can tell that this could be the start of something grand. You're doing your income tax,
or buying a toothbrush, or hurrying home because the hour is late.
then suddenly there you go. The very next thing you know is this could be the start of something great. You're having a snowball fight, or picking up daisies. You're singing a happy tune, or knocking on wood. When all of a sudden you look up, wow, there's someone new. Hey, this could be the start of something good. Your destined lover you'll discover in a frightening flash. So keep your heart awake both night and day.
Because the meaning may be fleeting as a lightning flash,
And you don't want to let it slip away. You're watching the sun come up,
or counting your money,
or else in a dim cafe you're ordering wine. And suddenly there she is. You want to be where she is. And this could be the start. This could be the start. This could be the start of something big.
Thank you, the Mike Sam Singers. And now, Play It Cool carries out an investigation into one of the most controversial topics of the day.
Aniseed ball addiction in the United Kingdom.
In a recent survey, a cross-section of the public was asked, did you indulge in aniseed balls before you were married? 23% said yes, 14% said no, 11% were don't knows, and 52% said, oh, look, mine's turned green. A further door-to-door canvass produced more startling facts.
A housewife in Walthamstow.
Here, are you one of them Maharajas?
No, madam, I'm not.
I know. You come to do my washing for 3 weeks.
No, I haven't. It's, a sort of sociological survey.
No, thanks. We've already got one.
A businessman in Chalfont St Giles.
Excuse me, sir, I'd like to ask you a few questions about aniseed balls.
Well, no good asking me, old fellow. I've never been to one.
An actress in Chelsea.
Good morning, madam. I wonder if you could spare me a few minutes.
Oh, but of course, do come in.
And we haven't heard from him since.
My mum and dad are always sending me out to get aniseed balls. Of course, I have to say they're for me, but I managed to get them all right.
And have you ever thought of refusing your parents?
Oh, no, I wouldn't do that.
Why not?
Well, they generally give me a couple of bob to get myself some cigarettes.
Now, what exactly is the fatal lure of this herb? The other day, I spoke to a confirmed aniseed ball addict. Now, sir, if I might...
Just a minute. No one will know who I am, will they?
No, there is no need to worry. That's why we've got you with your back to the microphone. Now, tell me, when did all this start?
A few years ago, I was a normal, fun-loving youngster, and then one night at a party, someone gave me an aniseed ball. And I become an addict.
Go on.
Well, at first I was content with the halfpenny ones. Then I had to have the penny ones. And then it was them great big ones that keep changing colour. Now I get through something like 100 Hennessy balls a day.
Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. What a sucker you are. Now, tell us, why do you do it?
Well, it gives you a wonderful feeling of confidence. You're floating on cloud 7. And what's more, it's very good for the wind. Then, of course, there's the dreams.
Dreams?
Yeah. What you might call sweet dreams. Oh, I'll never forget one I had. There I was in this Hennessy den, and this girl come towards me, full of Eastern promise. Had her arms outstretched, and in her hand was a giant Hennessy ball. And she gave it to me. Oh, it was gorgeous. I finished it all, and suddenly I woke up, and then come the shock.
Well, how do you mean?
The top of the bedpost was missing.
Well, now, just what is being done to help these addicts?
Well, we of Aniseed Anonymous are doing all we can. Our methods are quite simple. If one of our members gets a sudden craving for an aniseed ball, he rings a fellow member who goes round straight away. Then they go out and get drunk together.
I am the Bishop of Stamford Hill. In my view, a large percentage of this increase in addiction is caused by the pernicious advertising night after night on television.
Capture spring's exciting freshness in an aniseed ball.
Oh, look, there's Jenny. We were at school together.
Really? She looks much younger than you.
I felt awful. But it was true. Jenny did look younger than me. Then she told me her secret. She uses aniseed soap.
I met Jill on a bus, but she wouldn't come out with me. I thought I'd never get another date with her, and then someone told me.
Hey, B.
I beg your pardon?
Aniseed ball.
Now Jill and I go everywhere together. Thanks to aniseed balls.
The thing you really need is a dog of aniseed, so get yourself a pennant of aniseed balls.
And so on. But I'm afraid it doesn't end with television. The whole ghastly business has been glamorized on the cinema screen. Listen now to this brief excerpt from the soundtrack of The Man with the Aniseed Arm.
Mr. D'Angelo?
Yes, me.
I'm Johnny Carson. This is Maxine.
Hi.
I'd like to ask you some questions.
What do you want?
I'll come straight to the point. We have reason to believe that you're the big man behind the illicit smuggling of aniseed balls into the United States.
Prove it.
Pretty fancy apartment you got here, Mr. D'Angelo. 8 telephones.
So what? I need them for business.
Must be a pretty phony business.
What's in the suitcase?
Samples. Business samples.
Yeah. What exactly is your business, D'Angelo?
Mothballs. I import them.
Are you trying to tell me that's how you make all your money? You can't sell many mothballs in this city.
That's where you're wrong, see. I got another little business as well.
What's that?
Importing moths.
Don't believe him, Johnny. His story is full of holes.
I'm going to open the case.
No, you don't.
Give me that.
Now, look here. You don't. No,
Johnny!
you don't.
Johnny, look!
Yeah. Mothballs.
Now, you satisfied?
Come on, Johnny, it's no use.
Wait. Let me see one of those. Ah, just as I thought. A coating of icing sugar and underneath...
No.
Is it, Johnny?
Yeah. An aniseed ball.
Okay, Carson, drop that.
Johnny, he's got a gun.
Okay, you two over there.
So you are the big man. Tell me, D'Angelo, how do you peddle them across the border?
On a bicycle.
You won't get away with it.
Okay, D'Angelo, drop that gun. Lieutenant Marvin, Aniseed Squad. We heard everything.
Even that terrible one about the phony business?
I'm afraid so. Take him down to headquarters for questioning.
I refuse to say anything till I've taken a shower, see? Then I'll come clean.
Take him away. Well done, Carson. You've helped us lick the Aniseed Bowl racket.
Johnny.
Maxine.
Well, there it is. We shall be taking a searching look at another controversial topic in the near future when we shall deal with the very human problem of illegitimate jelly babies.
That was Plain Cool, another sort of radio show which involved Ian Carmichael, Joan Sims, and Hugh Paddock. The cool music was provided by Rosemary Squires and the Mike Sam Singers, who were accompanied by the Ken Ford Orchestra. The script was by Eric Merriman, and the show was produced by John Simmons.
Ian Carmichael and co. will be back with more sketches and laughs next week.
We now present Steptoe and Son. With Wilfrid Bramble as Albert.
There they are, nearly finished. Just bung them in the oven at regular number 9 and they'll come up lovely. I hope that good-for-nothing son of mine doesn't come in and open the oven door, or they won't rise.
Harry H. Corbett as Harold.
Why is it? If ever I do bring a bird back home, he lets me down. It must be deliberate. I mean, no one could be like it all the time. He just can't bear to let me out of his sight. So you know what? I think he's dead jealous.
And here they are in The Bird.
Oh, well, that's that then.
Aye?
I said that's that then.
That's what then?
That is. I've finished for the day.
Have you fed the horse?
Of course I've fed the horse. I wouldn't have said that's that then if I hadn't.
Have you wrapped him up?
Yes, I've wrapped him up. Look, when I say that's that means I've done it all. It means I've finished. Gordon Bennett, if you don't know that after all these years...
You could have forgotten.
Well, I haven't forgotten. I've fed him. I've wrapped him up. I've put the cart away. I've put the bar across the gates. I've done it all. I've finished. That's that then.
Did you take his collar off?
I told you. I'll do it in a minute. Anyway, it'll keep his neck warm.
No wonder that horse. He's got round shoulders. That great heavy thing left on him all the time. You wouldn't like it. He can't feed properly with that collar on. When he puts his head in the nose bag, it slips down and wallops his ears.
Well, he's too skinny, ain't he? I told you before, you ought to get rid of him. I'm sorry, Dad. I just can't get worked up about him.
Careless. Well, come on. Let's get these batteries sorted out.
Oh, I don't know why you waste your time. Dead torch batteries. What good are they?
I got a steady custom in torch batteries.
They are dead. They ain't no good.
They are when you put them in the oven and warm them up. You get another couple of hours out of them that way. I made a lot of money in the war when you couldn't get number 8 batteries. Do you remember?
No, I don't remember. I was fighting for my country during the war.
Well, I was doing my bit as well. You couldn't get number 8 batteries, and you couldn't see where you were going in the blackout without a torch. And anyway, I was in the first lot. That was a war, that was. Not like the picnic you was in.
Picnic? I was at Dunkirk, mate. I went right through Africa, right up Italy, then straight out to Burma.
Yeah, well, you were on the move all the time, weren't you? You saw the world. I was stuck in the same trench for 4 years, I was.
Oh, God, here we go.
Landers. We were real soldiers, we were. If it hadn't been for the perishing officers, we could have won that war by 1916. Lions led by donkeys. That's what the Germans called us.
Oh, blimey, look at him. Leo the lion.
Shut up. You stop that. You show a bit of respect for an old soldier. You show a bit of respect, you hear me? That's where I got my leg. That was mortally wounded in the line of battle. That's what they told my mum.
How could you have been mortally wounded? You're only mortally wounded if you snuff it.
Don't you tell me I was wounded. It was in the leg. I was in a terrible state. It was touch and go.
Touch and go? Go on, then show us your scar. Come on, show us your scar. I mean, you can't have a mortal wound without having a scar. Come on, show us your scar.
Get out of it. Get out of it. Leave my leg alone.
Nah, you've been living off that leg for 40 years, ain't you? You're always moaning about it. Come on, show us. Come on.
Get out of it.
Nah, you ain't got one, have you?
I have.
No, you haven't. You ain't even got a pension.
I got a scar. It's up here on me thigh.
Yeah, shifting about a bit, ain't it? And last year it was down there on your shin.
Well, it's the shrapnel. It moves about.
Go on, take your trousers down. Come on, let's have a look. Look, if you've got a scar, I'll take the horse collar off. There you are. I can't say fairer than that, can I? Come on.
I got medals in that drawer.
I don't want to see your medals. I want to see your scar. Come on, Leo. Show us your scar.
I'll show you the back of my hand in a minute. You're not too old for a clout around the ear, you know.
Oh, well, go on, then have a go. Go on, go on, go on. Go on, let's see you have a go. Just this once. Go on, just see how far you get. Go on, go on. There. Go on, try and hang one on me, like you used to. Go on. Yeah, you used to wallop me a lot in the old days, didn't you? Big man, weren't you? When I was 7. I got scars, all right, on the bunts. Look, if I didn't have a good head of hair on my head, they'd look horrible. I got scars.
I was only trying to bring you up proper. I only did it for your own good. I only did what I thought was right. After your mum went, I was on my own. I had to look after the business, look after you. I had your education to worry about.
You didn't worry about that for long, did you? I mean, you had me up on a cart when I was 12.
I had to, son. It was getting too much for me on my own, and my leg was playing me up.
Don't keep on about your rotten, lousy leg.
Now, look, son.
Son? When was I ever a son to you? Cheap labour, that's all I was.
Well, it hasn't worked out too bad. You've got a good business here. You haven't had a bad life.
What sort of a life have I had? On the cart at 12, in the army at 18, back on the cart at 22. And that's all I've done. 37 years old, 4 in the army, 21 on the cart. Well, I ain't going on much longer.
What do you mean?
Never you mind.
Where are you going?
I'm going in the kitchen.
Aren't you going to help me put these batteries in the oven?
No, I ain't got time. I've got to get ready.
What are you getting ready for?
I'm going out.
What, again?
Yes, again.
You went out last night.
Oh, no, I went out last night, and I'm going out tonight as well. Then I wouldn't be surprised if I went out again tomorrow night. All right?
Where are you going then?
Just out.
Yeah, but where?
Nowhere. Just out, that is all.
Well, you can't go out without going anywhere.
Well, I can, and I'm going. Out.
What time will you be in?
I don't know. I might be late. I might be very late.
Well, what are you going to do then?
Oh, look, I'm your 37-year-old son. I'm not your 16-year-old daughter. I mean, nobody's going to try anything on me. I mean, no one's going to get me up a dark alleyway. I mean, no one's going to drag me out with vintage cider and have a go at me. I'm not a Judy, Dad. I'm a bloke. You're worrying like I was a Judy or something. It's not natural going like that. It's dark.
I'd better see if them batteries is cooked. You know, Perry Mason's on tonight.
Well, yes, I know. Hello.
I thought you'd be staying in to watch it.
No, I'm going out.
Only you usually stay in and watch it.
Yes, well, I don't fancy it tonight. You know, I mean, you get into a rut, don't you?
Yeah. I thought you liked Perry Mason.
Yeah, he's all right.
Well, why don't you stay in and watch him?
I happen to have made arrangements to go out.
Oh, you're meeting somebody then?
So now you know. I'm meeting somebody.
Oh. Where'll you be? If I want to get in touch with you, in case something happens.
You're fishing, ain't you?
No, I'm not. It's important. I'm not a young man anymore. You never know when I want to get in touch with you, me heart being what it is. Where'll you be?
Well, I don't know. And you could try the Silver Grill at the Savoy, or the American Bar at the Ritz. I haven't made my mind up yet.
You're having a shave, then?
Oh, good.
You had a shave yesterday. I've never known you to have 2 shaves in a week before. Must be something special if you have to have a shave.
Don't keep talking to me when I'm shaving. This is sharp. I've just owned it. Well, I don't want to go out with a bird with bits of fag paper stuck all over my face, do I?
You're going out with a bird, are you? Oh, I see. So that's what you're getting all tarted up for. Oh, I see. That's the way the wind's blowing. Birds now, is it?
All right, so now you know. I'm going out with a bird. Is that all right with you, Dad? I mean, can I go out, Dad? Can I go out with a girl, Dad? I won't be like Dad. I won't get her into trouble, Dad. Oh, is that all right? Please, can I go out, please, Dad?
And not so much lip.
Oh, God, blimey, you're like an old hen, you are. I mean, it's ridiculous. I'm old enough to go out with a bird if I want to.
I didn't say you wasn't, didn't I? You can come and go as you please. Nobody's trying to stop you.
Oh, no. Well, blimey, it's like living in a cage, you know. I'll have to dig a tunnel to get out of here soon. Now, Vim, where's that Lima Jamaica aftershave lotion? Up there.
I don't mind you going out. I like to see you enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself while you're young. Because when you're old, nobody'll worry about you. When you're left all on your own.
You poor old man. Oh, you got nothing to live for, have you? Here you are. Go on, take my razor, cut your throat. Now go on, put yourself out of your misery.
Get that thing away from me.
No, go on.
You'd like to see me off, wouldn't you? It's come to that now, ain't it? It's the first time you've said it, but it's been on your mind, ain't it? I seen you looking at me.
Oh, look, I was only joking about the razor. Well, it was just that... Well, you was getting on my wick a bit, that's all.
Never thought I'd hear my own son want to do myself in. That's when it's hard. Your own flesh and blood!
I said I was only joking.
That's all right. I'll make arrangements in the morning and I'll be off. Old people's home. I should have done it a long time ago. I got a few bobs saved up. I'll be all right.
Oh, God.
What are you sitting down for? You'd better get a move on if you're going out.
I ain't going.
You don't have to stop in here because of me.
No, it's not worth it.
Stop kicking that chair. You'll hurt it.
It's my chair.
That's vandalism, that is. Wanton destruction.
Well, it ain't no good. It ain't worth 2.5 crowns.
Well, that's where you're wrong. That's a good chair. Queen Anne, that is. Look at them legs. Ball and claw they are.
Ball and claw ain't Queen Anne.
Yes, it is.
No, it ain't.
Well, what is it then?
I don't know. But it ain't Queen Anne. Queen Anne's legs is thick and bandy.
Well, it's antique anyway.
How can it be antique with foam rubber seats? They didn't have foam rubber in antique times. Oh, you ain't half ignorant, ain't you? It's like that Elizabethan cocktail cabinet you bought. You believed them. 25 knicker you gave them. I told you they didn't have cocktails in them days. Oh, no, you knew, didn't you? Taking it up to the British Museum to have it valued. Oh, well, I mean, you're just making us look a laughing stock in the trade, that is all. You got any old junk? Take it round to Steptoe and Son. Oh, wait till the old man's in by himself. Sell him anything. Yeah, and I haven't forgotten that Georgian record player either.
That was Georgian.
Yeah, George the Sixth.
We can all make mistakes.
Oh.
Hey, leave that chair alone. If you're not going to go out, don't kick the furniture to bits.
No, I've been a prisoner all my life. I might as well go on like it. I'm like that dog you had. You never let him out in case he ran away. In here for 10 years he was. Never once outside the yard.
Oh, it was for his own good. Look what happened to him when he did get out. He got run over.
Yeah, well, of course he did. He never seen a car before.
I miss that dog, I do. He never left me on my own. I miss that dog.
Yeah, well, you can get yourself another dog, 'cause you ain't shining me up in the yard. Where's my shirt?
I thought you said you were staying in.
Yeah, well, I decided not to. I'm going out.
You're going to meet this girl.
Yeah, that's right, I'm going to meet her. Here, what do you think of my Italian striped shirt, eh? Oh, it's nice, very nice.
What time will he be in?
Now, don't start that all over again.
Oh, I just want to know. I want to know whether to wait up for you or not.
Well, it depends, don't it? If I'm lucky, I might be out all night. If I'm not, I'll be home early.
Will you be going out tomorrow as well?
I expect so. Oh, yes, I expect we'll be seeing a lot of each other. Oh, yes, she's very impressed with me.
Why not bring her back home here?
Bring her here? I've only just met her. I don't want to put her off.
Well, what's wrong with it here? What's wrong with it? Are you ashamed of your own home?
No, it's not that. I mean, it's all right for you and me, but well, birds is different, you know. And all that clobber on. They got to be careful where they sit. I mean, you couldn't ask her to sit on that sofa. And suppose she flopped down on that bit of gas pipe. What should have thought of me?
We've got some chairs out in the yard. I could easily get them in. They've been undercover, and they're not wet or anything. I'll have a bit of a clean-up. Yeah, I'll clean the place up. And you bring her home. We could have a nice evening like other people do. I'll make a nice change. There hasn't been a bird in here since your mother left us. Bring her home to dinner.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and I'll get some fish and chips in on plates, proper like. With knives and forks and some gherkins and a tin of fruit or something. Some evaporated milk. What do you think?
Well, it sounds all right. I'll think about it. Yes, let me think about it, eh? I'll sort of put it to her. See what she says, you know. Only you've got to be careful, because I only just met her. I mean, she might not bottle it, you know, going back to a bloke's place so soon. See, she don't know you're here. You know, I mean, she don't know me. I might be a bit of a dodgy customer for all she knows. I mean, getting her back to my place, I might be working me loaf. I might be after a bit of the old what's it. I mean, it's very, very, very delicate.
Yeah. Well, you ask her.
Yes, I will. Yes, we'll see, eh? Oh, well, I better be going now. I mean, I don't want to keep hanging about.
Cheerio, then.
Cheerio.
Don't forget to ask her.
No, I won't. Cheerio, then.
Cheerio.
Cheerio, then. Then there's half a bar. I'm out of my wages.
What? Another one? That's 30 bob we've had this week. She's costing a lot of money, this bird, ain't she? I hope you're getting your money's worth.
Ooh. You ain't all crude, ain't you? Oh, of course. That is what you are.
Here you are.
Ain't you got a cleaner note? Ugh. All the germs there must be on this. Oh, well, see you later.
Good riddance. Got a good mind to go out myself. I could get a better bird than him, even at my age. Put me other teeth in, I'll be all right. Don't suppose the pally's changed much. Let's twist again, last minute last summer. Let's twist again. Oh, God, me knee. I think I have got a bad leg.
Hurry up, Dad. Roxanne will be here in a minute. Well, you did ask me to invite her round for dinner.
Well, she ought to get herself moving. She's late.
Yes, candlelight is very romantic. Oh, it's a pity the candles ain't all the same height, though. But they look very nice all the same. Hey, Dad, what do you reckon we ought to have with the fish and chips? Do you think we ought to have an hock or a pulley fussy?
I don't don't care. Any colour'll do me.
He's going to let me down. No, I can see it a mile off. Look, I think we'll have the ox to start off with and a pulley fussy with the pudding. And don't make a noise when you eat. Oh, these 2 bottles will do very nicely. Here, we don't want all these candles on, do we? Oh, blimey, it's like an oven in here. I'll put a couple out for a start, anyway. Oh, that's better.
Well, what do you think of me?
Oh, yes. Oh, that's very nice. Collar and tie as well. That's very presentable.
This is the suit I got married in.
Very smart.
Yeah, I'll put me medals on. Do you think she'll approve?
Oh, yes. I don't think you ought to wear the cap, though, do you?
Why not? It's my best one.
Yes, but it's not right. I mean, not in the house. It's a bit handicap, isn't it?
I always keep my cap on in the house.
Yeah, but not when we got guests. It's just not done.
Oh, all right.
Oh, very nice. How you combed your hair. Let's have a good look at you. Yeah, you do look nice. Why can't you look like that all the time? You ought to take more pride in your appearance. You can look nice when you want to, you see? Just a minute.
What's the matter?
You dirty old man. You ain't washed yourself. You done yourself up and you ain't washed yourself.
Yes, I have. Let me go.
No, you ain't. Look at your neck. It's filthy. Go and wash yourself.
I've had a wash.
I'm not talking about VE Day. I'm talking about today. You're filthy.
It's me skin. I'm dark-skinned.
Go and have a wash.
No.
Look, you asked me to bring this bird home. Now you have a wash. You're not sitting down to dinner like that. I don't like it, and Roxanne certainly won't like it. I mean, she comes from a clean family. They've got a bath in their house. I mean, it's not the horse we're having into dinner, it's a girl.
She won't notice. I'll sit with me back to the light.
You'll have a wash.
I'll turn me collar up.
Are you going to wash or not?
Not.
Then I'll do it for you. Come on, into the kitchen.
Ow! Mind my best suit! Come on! Mind my suit! Let go of me! Let go! Get away!
No, you put your horrible little head under that sink.
Oh, the soap!
Yeah, soap powder we need now. Just a little sprinkling. And a scrubbing brush.
Stop it! Stop it! I'll get the police. Assaulting an old man. Ow, you're hurting. I can't get me breath. Me heart. Me heart. The cold water's done for me.
Let's have a look at your face. Quick, nurse, the flannel. Oh, you dirty old man. Go, look at it coming off. When was the last time your face saw the light of day? There.
I'll get you for this.
There you are. There's a towel. Go on, dry your face and comb your hair. That's better. You're like a newborn baby now.
I won't forget this, Nari. Oh, the strain. I'm too old.
Oh, comb your hair. There you are, you see. You look quite respectable now.
I'll catch pneumonia. I know I will. You shouldn't have done it.
Oh, turn it in. Go on, blimey, you've only had a wash. Go on, go and sit by the candles if you're cold.
She's late, isn't she? Are you sure she's coming? If I've had this wash for nothing, I'll...
All women is late. They've got to be late. Otherwise, it makes them look too eager and it puts a bloke off. She'll be here. Another thing, before she gets here, no dirty jokes. I know what you are.
What do you mean?
She don't like them. She's very refined.
You don't have to tell me how to behave in front of a lady. I know how to conduct myself.
Yeah, all right then. And what's your language? After you've had a cup, will you always let a few slip?
I do not.
Every other word? Now you watch yourself. What do you think you're doing?
Oh, I was only trying to have a bit of bread. I'm hungry.
Well, I'm hungry too. You'll just have to wait, won't you? If you invites people round, you have to wait for them, don't you?
She won't notice if one little roll's gone.
No, it's bad manners.
Well, she should be here on time. It's bad manners to be late and all. It's already late without her being late. I like my dinner at 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock for dinner? Oh, that's dead working class, that is dead. I mean, society people never has their dinner before 8 o'clock. 6 o'clock is no good for Roxanne. And she's got to get home from the factory and get changed. Well, you can't expect her to turn up in her overalls and a turban.
Well, it's 8:30 by my old grandfather clock, and you know it keeps perfect time, that clock. There. What's this spoon for?
Soup. What does it look like?
Could have been a pudding spoon.
You don't put pudding spoons down the side. Pudding spoons lays across the top with a fork going the opposite way. That's for the asparagus soup.
Ooh, I like soup. Let's have some soup now. She won't know.
There ain't enough for 2 helpings.
Well, don't tell her we're having soup, and then when she gets there, we'll wax straight on with the fish and chips.
Oh, ain't that typical? As long as you got your gut full, it don't matter about other people, does it? We might as well start on the fish and chips as well and just give her the pudding. You ain't starting till she gets here.
That's right. You keep a look out of the window. Is she coming?
I can't see her.
I reckon she's giving you the elbow. She ain't coming. Let's start.
She's coming. She promised she's coming. Of course she's coming.
How many times have you taken this bird out?
Twice.
Oh, well, that's it then. Third time unlucky. They never turn up the third time unless they mean to go on with it. And it don't look like she does. Let's start.
Well, she ain't very late.
Nearly an hour. Does she usually keep you waiting then?
Well, like most birds.
Oh, dear. She's got you on a string, ain't she? I wouldn't let her make a mug out of me. I know what I'd do if I was you.
What?
I'd have the soup for a start.
Oh. Just eat your roll and shut up.
I bet them fish and chips is getting dried up. Is that soup burning?
No.
Just seems a shame. Fine boy like you. If you let her treat you like this now, what's it going to be later on? Your life won't be her own. She'll twist you around her little finger. A boy like you deserves something better than that. Not a bird who doesn't turn up, going out with other blokes.
Who says she's out with another bloke?
Well, she ain't here, is she? I mean, if she was so keen on you, she'd be here, wouldn't she? I mean, she should be here, shouldn't she?
All right, go and get her dinner in. Well, if she didn't want to come, why didn't she say so? Well, she didn't have to humiliate me, but she only had to say.
Here you are. Just as well, all the more for us.
Who do I think they are? Who do they think they are?
What are you doing? That was my soup.
No wonder these girls get themselves duffed up. I could do it myself.
Oh, I'll go and get the fish and chips.
Oh, I made a right charlie out of myself. I'm candles.
Hey! You nearly hit me with that lot. Here's your fish and chips. Sit down, lad. Sit down. Forget all about her. Eat your dinner. I'll split hers up half each.
I don't want any dinner.
Don't let her upset you, son. She's not worth
And you're
it.
just as bad as she is. Where's your plate?
No, don't. That was my dinner.
I spent good money on her. She's got no right to do this. Who does she think she is?
Well, that was not... It's her. Don't let her in yet. I'll get her dinner ready. You've made a mess of the fish, but some of the chips ain't too bad. I'll scrape most of the dirt. I'll scrape off them. Here, you go and answer the door.
Well,
Hello, Harold.
you're a bit late, ain't you?
Am I?
Yes, you are.
Oh, well, just a few minutes, perhaps. Won't you let me in?
What for?
Oh, you asked me round for dinner.
Oh, did I? Would you excuse me a moment? Give me that plate of fish and chips, Dad, would you?
Here you are, son.
Thank you. Well, Roxanne, here is your dinner. I hope you enjoys it. Go on, take it.
Huh? Oh, here, what are you playing at? I'm not... Get me! Ow! Let me in!
Shut up! And don't come back round here again, ever. Come on, Dad.
That's the way they treat 'em.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, son.
Yeah,
We
well.
don't need women here. We're better off on our
To
own.
get a right clip if she comes around again, I'll tell you.
Come on, let's go and watch Perry Mason.
Yeah.
You sit down there, son.
Right.
Take your boots off. Make yourself comfortable. Here, have a fag.
Thank you.
Here, I'll open a bottle of hock. You sit there and close your eyes for a minute. I'll go and do it.
Where did she think she was?
Poor boy looks worn out. Oh, I better put the old grandfather clock right, though, before he finds out I put it on an hour.
You've been listening to Wilfred Bramble and Harry H. Corbett as Steptoe and Son, with Marianne Stone as Roxanne. Written by Alan Simpson and Ray Galton, adapted for radio by Gail Pedrick, and produced by Bobby J.
We present The Motorway Men, written by Peter Child and Peter Matthews, starring Milo O'Shea as Irish, Richard Davis as Randy, and James Beck as Steve. One looks up to the motorway men of England as the cream of working men. Their skill and devotion to cost effectiveness, earning them vast salaries and bonuses in the interest of productivity. But whatever their earnings, motorway men, like the rest of us, have their many problems.
Oh, blimey, look at that queue, Randy. If you hadn't made that phone call...
Well, that was more important, boyo. I was trying to find out how much I'd won on the dogs. I'm taking Gladys out tonight. Whoa.
Where are you taking her?
I don't know. I haven't asked her yet.
Well, perhaps she wanted to go out with you.
What? Don't talk daft, boyo. She fancies me. You've seen the way she looks at me. She can't resist me.
I reckon she'll have a damn good try. She's a nice girl, not like some of those old scrubbers you go out with.
Ah, you're only jealous. You just watch me at work, boyo. She'd be like putty in my hands.
Move along there, boys. Do you both want tea?
Hello, Gladys, you sexy little tiger.
Hello, Randy. Hello, Steve. What's your pleasure?
Oh, you must be joking, darling. Hey, see what I mean, Steve?
There's ham or corned beef salad or shepherd's pie.
What's a shepherd's pie?
Mutton, you English twit. What do you expect for 20 pence? Real shepherds?
I'll have corned beef salad. Oh, and 2 cheese sandwiches.
Oh, make that 2 salads, darling.
Right you are, boys. That's 40 new pence, please.
Here, Gladys, how about coming out with me tonight, eh? To celebrate.
Oh, I'm sorry, Randy. I've already got a date.
Look, I don't just mean fish and chips, the back row of the Odeon, and a quick grope behind the gasworks.
What do you mean, then?
Hey, a 4-course dinner at the Angel Hotel. Dress circle at the theatre, the works, darling.
Dinner in the theatre sounds fun. But you get no works with me.
Hard luck, son.
Particularly the back of the gasworks. No, I'm sorry, Randy. Some other time.
Oh, well, what's he got then that I haven't got?
Well, he is 8 foot tall, covered in thick fur, and his main diet is bananas.
Blimey, what's his name, Tarzan?
No, silly, I'm doing a night school course on zoology, and tonight's subject is the gorilla.
Why don't you go out with Randy? You'll probably find out more about gorillas than you will at night school.
You're probably right, Steve. Anyway, move along, lads. There's other people waiting to be served.
Hey, come on, Randy, let's sit over there. There's a seat for Irish when he comes.
Well, where is that hairy, unwashed Irish immigrant, anyway?
Well, he told me Anson, the site manager, wanted to see him. Do you reckon he's in trouble?
Nah, we haven't been in trouble all week.
Well, it's only Tuesday. And yesterday was a bank holiday.
Oh, shades of Caernarvon, it went down.
Yeah?
My last dog, it didn't win.
How much did you lose?
Oh, blimey, more than I care to think about, boy. I'm skint. Hey, Steve, you can't lend me £50 till next week.
50? You must be joking. No, mate, I'm saving up for a deep freeze for my mum.
Well, it'll have to be a big one to get your mum in it. Oh, come on, boyo. I mean, I'll give it back to you next week.
No fear, you'd only spend it on three-legged dogs or two-legged birds.
Look, I'll be in dead trouble if you don't. I mean, Happy Harry Simpson's boys get rough if you can't pay your debts.
How do you do? Can you tell me where I can find the site manager?
Why, what are you after, a job or a pair of glasses?
Oh, mate, I work for myself. My name's Fred Butcher.
Oh, that's nice. I'll have half a pound of pork sausages.
I'm a builder.
Oh, what are you doing here, then?
Well, I'm doing demolition job down the village, and I thought that your Mr. Fairfax might hire me out a spare bulldozer.
Bulldozer? No, we don't hire bulldozers. Oh, just a minute. How long do you want it for?
About a week.
About a week, eh? Ah, I might be able to help you out. I'm the site manager's assistant.
Yeah,
It would have to be cash, though.
Oh, that suits me. I just want to get on with the job.
Hey, Randy, you can't...
Shut up and eat your sandwiches. You eat your loaf, I'm using mine.
Oh, can I have it or not, then?
Yes, you can. It'll cost you 50 quid a week.
That's a bit steep, isn't it? Still, I got to have one. But there you are, then, 50 quid.
Right, you see that one through the window next to the earth mover?
Yeah.
Well, take that one.
That's Irish's bulldozer you've hired out.
No, it's not. It belongs to Fairfax, and he won't miss it.
What's Irish going to be using for the next week? A bucket and shovel?
No, I heard Ponsonby say he'll be on the earth movers with us. You see, I use my brain.
Well, supposing he does have to use it this week.
Now, look, boy, I told you it won't be used this week. Stop worrying.
Site office, number 9 section, Ponsonby speaking. No, Miss Ranson's not here. Can I take a message? Oh, righto. Right, I'll tell him. Okay, Irish. Now, where were we?
Well, you were telling me what not to do. That Hanson told me what to do, so what do I do? What I've been told or what?
What? Oh, yeah, well, now listen, look, forget what Hanson said. You're back on a bulldozer after dinner, all right? Come in.
Oh, hello, boys. I brought Mr. Hanson's dinner over.
Hello, me jibe.
Hello, Gladys. Hanson the Horrible's not here.
Just put it down there and it'll get nice and dusty. And with a bit of luck, it'll be stone cold by the time he gets here.
Oh, Irish, that's not very nice.
Oh, well, neither is Mr. Hanson.
Oh, I don't think he's too bad. Still, I always did prefer mature men, like Mr. Ponsonby here.
Mature, is that what you want? Oh, well, there's plenty of that about. Only they don't have to be past it.
Come off it, Irish. I've had me moments.
And when would that have been? Before or after the Boer War?
Aye. You young fellas are all the same. You don't know what war's all about. It's all muck and bullets, mate. All muck and bullets. I mean, when we was at Dunkirk, I'll tell you what...
Ponsonby! You still here? Get out to the hill section and get cracking.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Ranson.
Come on, Reg. It's no use arguing. Let the boss man get us his dinner.
I brought you Bakewell tart for a sweet, Mr. Hanson.
I don't like sweets.
Oh, wouldn't you like a bit of sweetening?
My wife thinks I'm sweet enough.
Oh, they say it takes all sorts.
What was that, Ponsonby?
Oh, Mr. Hanson, why are you shouting at poor Mr. Ponsonby?
Because he's been standing here for half an hour dithering like an old woman when he should be working with number 9 gang. So get cracking, Ponsonby, and take Iris with you.
You're a little hard on the men, Mr. Hanson. They're all so lovely.
Hard? Not as hard as Mr. Fairfax is on me.
Oh, he's quite a darling.
If he's a darling, my name's Vera Lynn.
Oh, is it, Mr. Hanson? How about giving us a quick course of we'll meet again?
Yes! All right, then, here's your dinner. Now, anything else?
No.
I love you and leave you, then. Bye.
Now, listen, Ponsonby. Fairfax has been on me by the hill section. He wants to know how it's getting on.
Well, we've only just started on
it. You should be halfway through by now.
Well, we are a driver short, you know.
I've told you, Ponsonby, there's another driver coming up for the excavator. Irish is back on the bulldozer where he should be now instead of guzzling tea.
Ah, you're a lovely fella, Mr. Hanson. May all the saints bless you when I get back to my work.
Haven't you had enough to eat, Steve? That's your third sandwich since dinner.
Is that all? Well, I better have one of your pork pies, then.
No, you don't, boyo. That's for my tea.
Well, in that case, I better make a start. Yeah, hello, here's Irish coming.
Hello there, lads. Did you think I got and lost myself?
No, boyo. That would be too much to hope for.
And I love you, too. No, Hanson has been giving me a dressing down.
A dressing down? What are you going to do with that? Give it to Steve's mum?
No, a dressing down, you heathen Egypt. Anyway, Steve's mum's got no use for dressing gowns. She's never dressed anyway.
Do you mind? My mum's been bedridden for the last 6 months.
Well, it makes a change from the back seat of a car, I suppose.
I watch it.
Well, what's up with Hanson then, Irish?
Oh, he's on about this hill section. By the way, he's sending up another driver.
Driver? A driver? Well, what do we want with another driver?
For the earth mover.
You've done it now, Randy.
Done what?
Oh, nothing, boy. I've nothing to worry about.
Ah, yes. Well, I think it's time I went back to work.
Right.
What's up with Steve? I've never seen him so keen to start work before.
Well, I don't think he likes the sight of blood. Neither do I when it's mine.
What the devil are you talking about? It sounds Irish to me. Now, I ain't getting back to work. Hey, where's my bulldozer?
Bulldozer? Did you have one?
No, I've been using a shovel tied to the front of my bicycle. Of course I had one.
Ah, well, where did you leave it then?
Well, I didn't leave it in Hanson's office, that's for sure.
Well, search me then, boyo.
That might be a very good idea. Now, come on. What have you done with it?
Now, listen, Irish. Look, I've made us a little money. Yes. Here's you a half, £10.
Come on, you horrible Welsh goat. What have you done with me bulldozer?
Well, I lent it out for a few minutes.
And exactly how many minutes?
A week.
Holy mother of God, a week? Whatever possessed you to do such a thing?
£50. Well, I needed it, you see, to get me out of trouble.
Trouble? Well, I might have got you out of trouble, but it's dropped me right in the dung heap.
Well, I mean, you said you were going on the earth mover.
I was, but that's all changed now.
Oh, bloody hell, here's Ponsonby. What are you going to tell him?
Tell him? I'm going to tell him the truth.
Come on, you two. This is a motorway, not Madame Tussauds. Get on with it.
Get on with it? With what? If I had a bulldozer, I could.
Stone me. Don't tell me you're gone and lost your dozer. For pity's sake, it's big enough.
No, I haven't. Randy has fired it out for a fortnight.
Oh, God, help us.
Here, there's a circus in the next town. Perhaps you could borrow an elephant.
Oh, that's a very modern image that'll present itself. I can see myself in the papers. Dogged Irish workman forces the pace on new motorway with the latest equipment. And a picture of me clinging for dear life to the back of the beast, trying to find the brakes.
What the hell's the difference? Hanson will be round this afternoon to see how we're getting on. Why did you do it, Randy?
Well, now, listen, Reg, you see, it was like this, boyo. I was sitting in the canteen, peacefully drinking my tea, when this fellow rushed up and said his house had collapsed on his missus. Well, I mean, what could I do? I told him to take the bulldozer and dig her out.
It ain't going to take him a week to dig her out, is it?
Well, I don't know, Reg. I haven't seen her. I know perhaps he's just going to level it all off and stick a headstone on the top.
No! Look, we're supposed to be motorway men, not bleeding undertakers.
Look, it's all right for the two of you to stand there arguing whether to dig out the poor lady or not, but my job is at stake. Now, what am I going to tell him?
Tell who?
Hanson.
I'm not telling him anything. You lent it out, you get it back by this afternoon, or I report you myself. Right, I'm off.
All right, now leave it to us. Randy will get the other one back.
Well, I can't get the other one back now, can I? I mean, we'll just have to share this one.
Would you tell me now, in the name of St. Patrick, how can we share a bulldozer? What would you have me do, saw it in half?
No, boyo. You drive it 1 hour, I'll drive it the next.
What sort of trouble were you in to do a daft thing like hiring out me bulldozer?
Well, I can't tell you, boyo. It was a personal matter. I really wasn't.
This is Fairfax speaking. Yes, it's going well ahead. Yes, up to schedule. Yes. What's that, Minister? Really? I can look forward to an OBE at the end? Oh, yes, Minister. Thank you, Minister. Goodbye. Land of hope and glory, Father of the...
Oh, Mr. Fairfax?
Yes, what is it, Miss Goodbody?
There's a gentleman to see you.
Oh, well, send him in.
Would you come in, please?
Oh, hello, I'm the surveyor.
Oh, I know. You don't have to remind me.
You sent for me?
Yes. Now, I want the report on number 8 section. Have you got it?
Yes, it's right here in my bag. Try the colour of it, autumn sepia. It's rather butch, isn't it?
Never mind about that. Let us have the report.
Here, just a minute. Oh,
Do come on.
oh, wait. Can't get the clasp open.
Hurry up, man.
Oh, dominant.
Thank you. Now there's a further development. I want you to go down and survey the Ashton Hill section.
Oh, dear. Will it be muddy down there? I ruined my last pair of sealskin Cossack boots on side.
Why do you wear such ridiculous clothes?
They're not ridiculous. They're trendy. I say, have you seen the new wet look his and hers pajamas?
I haven't, and I don't want to.
Oh, suit yourself, I'm sure.
If you stopped thinking about fancy clothes and did your job properly, you wouldn't have to keep going back to the site.
Oh, why'd you say that?
According to your last soil survey, number 9 gang should have finished the Ashton Hill section by now.
Well, nobody's perfect, are they?
Either number 9 gang are not pulling their weight, or you don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I like that. I'd have you know I'm fully certified.
That I can.
I'll show you my testimonials if you like.
Oh, no, you don't have to. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. My friend Les has got a lovely boutique. Would you be interested in some handmade, fully stretched hipsters?
For God's sake, get out and let me have that report.
Oh, positive, very positive.
It's a nice little pub, isn't it, Gladys?
Yes, Steve, it is. Isn't this nice? Just the two of us together.
Yes, it is. Do you know, it's funny, I never expected to meet a nice girl like you working on a motorway.
No? Well, I like it. But Daddy's terribly upset. He wanted me to be an air hostess.
Oh, I shouldn't think there's much future in that.
Oh, I don't know. Daddy does own the airline.
Blimey, he would.
It's only a small one, you understand. What do your parents do, Steve?
Well, my dad's dead, but he used to be a cowboy. He worked on a sewage farm.
I bet that was exciting.
Yes, it was. Especially in the hot weather.
What about your mum?
She avoided him.
She didn't really.
Look, don't you get fed up, looking at men all day long?
Oh, goodness, no. I just love men.
Anyway, I got you all to myself this evening. Cheers. Here's to us.
Cheers. Just the two of us. Lovely. Where are the other lads tonight?
Oh, I told them I was going somewhere else. I made damn sure they never used this pub.
Hello there, me friend.
Oh, blimey. Hello, Irish. Hello, Randy.
Don't you speak to me, you English traitor.
What have I done?
You know very well what you've done.
What are you talking about, you blown-up Welsh nationalist?
You've been going behind my back. I was going to take Gladys out.
Well, that's hard luck, Randy. Gladys asked me out.
So why wouldn't you go out with me, Gladys?
Because the Welsh are an inferior race, that's why.
Inferior, boyo? And what about Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor?
Who's Elizabeth Taylor?
Oh, I'd go out with Richard Burton. He's lovely.
Oh, I can see that you'll be all right tonight, Steve. 3 large gins and you'll be away.
You're not stopping, are you?
Well, now, I wasn't going to, but that you're asking, I will. I'll have a pint of stout.
And I'll have a large brandy, even if it chokes me.
Oh, this is lovely. 3 men all to myself.
I say, Gladys, how about tomorrow night? Now,
Don't
look,
you
me
have
and
any of that, love. You could be put in prison for doing what he's thinking.
Why don't you go and get drowned in your stout, you red-headed Irish twit?
Right, here's your drinks. Oh, here, Leo, hang on. When you finish chatting up my bird, Randy...
She's not your bird, you foreign gigolo.
Look, really, a friendly drink in a pub doesn't mean that we have to get married, does it?
No, but half an hour in the back of Steve's car, mate.
So might 10 minutes behind the gasworks. Anyway, we're not all sex-mad like you.
Sex-mad, you say? A pure-hearted celebrant, that's what I am.
Hello, have you seen a doctor about it? Here, listen. What are we going to do about Fairfax tomorrow morning?
What about Fairfax?
Well, he's coming to inspect the site, and we're a bulldozer short, do you remember?
Don't worry, boyos. I fixed some tarpaulin up on the dozer. We'll take it in turns to hide, and then we can change over.
Oh, that's going to fool Fairfax, I'm sure. Hello, Reg, me old mate. Hey, you're looking worried. What's up?
It's Anson. He's on the warpath.
What do you want me to do then? Send for the cavalry.
I want you to get on with this hill section.
I'm getting on with it. I am working like a slave.
Yeah, perhaps that's the trouble. Here, where's Randy?
Randy? Well, he's over the other side of the hill.
Well, I didn't see him or his bulldozer.
Well, you can't be looking very hard, or perhaps it's the little people that are playing tricks on you.
What the hell's going on, Ponsonby?
Nothing, Mr. Anson, nothing.
Nothing? You're bloody well right for once. I've seen busier graveyards.
Sorry, Mr. Anson, I was just asking where Randy was.
And where the hell is he?
I think he's round the other side of the hill.
And what's he doing there? Picking daisies, having a ruddy picnic?
Well, I don't know, rightly. I didn't actually see him.
Listen, Ponsonby, you go and get him.
Yes, Mr. Anson.
If he's not here in 5 minutes, with his bulldozer, start looking for a new job, right?
Right, Mr. Anson. Sorry, sir.
I'm coming back, and I want all of number 9 gang and all their equipment here. Got it?
Yes, I got it, sir. I'll get him.
What are we going to do, Randy? Ponsonby will be back in a minute, and so will Hanson.
I'll think of something, Irish.
Well, you better be mighty quick, for here's Ponsonby back again.
Randy, where the hell have you been? I've been looking all over for you.
Have you now, Reg? Well, I've been round the hill.
Cool, stone me.
Oh, Reg.
What?
Hanson came back, and he wants you to meet him round the hill.
Oh, bloody hell, I should get dizzy driving round that blasted hill.
Well, you better hurry up. He was in a nasty mood.
I've never yet seen him in a good mood. Oh, well, I'd better go.
How come I'm the only idiot doing any work today?
Oh, well, you might be using your brawn, boy, or we're using our brain.
You could have fooled me. What's going on, then? Hanson's on the rampage. Holy St. Patrick, here he is now.
Ponsonby! Where's Ponsonby?
He's gone over the hill.
Oh, bloody hell no, he's deserted again. Didn't you hear what I said just now?
Yes. Oh, bloody hell. No, he's deserted again. We all heard that, didn't we, lads?
Are you trying to take the mickey out of me?
Oh, no, sir, we'd not be doing that at all. I mean, now, would we, lads?
Oh, no,
we'd not be doing that at all.
Look, I said meet me all here. All of number 9 gang and all their equipment, did I not?
Indeed you did, sir.
Here, just a minute. 3 drivers and only 2 vehicles. Where's the other bulldozer?
Bulldozer? Did we have another bulldozer?
Come on, where is it?
Well, now, it's funny that you should say that, because
Ponsonby's got it.
Ponsonby's got it? What for?
Yes, I know. He's digging a cesspit.
Cesspit? The running site's littered with flush toilets since your last labour dispute.
Oh, well, I think he's got the touch of the run.
Now, look. I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to find out. If number 9 gang are not all here at 3 when Fairfax comes, you'll all be in the cesspit.
What's the matter, Reg?
Yeah, come on, misery guts, cheer up.
Cheer up. Cheer up. Listen, I went right through the last lot, from 39 to 45. Shot at, shelled at, and sat upon. But never have I had as much trouble from the enemy as I have from you lot.
Come off it, Reg. You weren't the only one who fought in the war. Some of us did our fighting on the home front.
Home front? Ruddy home front? I did my fighting in the jungle, mate. Snakes, scorpions, and stinking Jap snipers. You've heard of Wingate's Forgotten Army. That was me, mate. That was me.
Oh, blimey. Trust old Reg to get lost.
Lost? Lost? I found me way single-handed all the way from Chittagong to Rangoon with just a needle and a piece of string.
Could I bet the natives laughed at you, Reg?
Yeah, that's what he had the needle and string for. He kept them in stitches.
All right. It's not funny. It's not funny at all. When I staggered into Rangoon, my feet was like two swollen footballs. You guess, Mr. Hanson?
I've been round this site checking, and you know what? There's only one bulldozer for number 9 gang. You've either sold it, lost it, or buried it.
Blimey, where am I going to get another job at my age?
Well, you could always join up again, Reg.
Shut up! Well, the only mob who'd have him now would be the Chelsea pensioners.
I couldn't care less what any of you do. At 3 o'clock when Mr. Fairfax comes, you're all out. Now I can go and enjoy my dinner.
Now look what you've done, you sheep-brained Welsh layabout. Don't worry, boyo. I've got the answer.
Well, would you kindly put the rest of us out of our misery?
Yeah, I'll nick a bulldozer from number 8 gang.
Stone me, don't you get the brightest idea?
Oh, I say, isn't it muddy here? Oh, just look at my sealskin boot. Filthy. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Now, who's this?
Here, man, where do you want this?
Don't ask me, Ducky. I'm just a surveyor.
I don't care if you're Abraham Lincoln. I was told to bring this bulldozer here by Fred Butcher. Where shall I put it?
Put it where you like. Just get it off my tape. Oh, look at it, all muddy.
Well, I'm leaving it here, man. I've got time to muck about with you.
Oh, dominant. Darkly dominant.
There's your dozer, man. You deal with it. Ta-ta.
Goodbye, I'm sure. Oh, hello, boys. I'm the surveyor.
See, Randy wasn't long about nicking that bulldozer.
Blimey, he did get his skates on, didn't he? Hey, have you seen Randy?
Who's Randy?
The lad that brought the bulldozer back.
Oh, him. He's gone.
No, he's not. He's just coming.
He's not Randy.
You should have seen him at work in the back row of the Odeon. Not be saying that.
Oh! Randy, for God's sake, what are you doing? Nicking the whole fleet? Land of my fathers. Where did that bulldozer come from?
We don't know. We thought you nicked it. Stroll on now. We got 3.
Hey, that looks like the old one, Irish. You're right, you know. He must have brought it back early. Hey, I better take this one back before older man.
It's too late. Here's Anson. And Fairfax. Now we've pulled it.
There you are, Mr. Fairfax. Now you can see for yourself. There's only one bulldozer.
My sight is not as good as it used to be, Hanson, but I can see 3.
Well, yeah. Well, there was only one, wasn't there, lads?
Well, now, if there was only one, Mr. Hanson, how could you be seeing 3? Unless you're seeing double, in which case there'd be 6. That's the one we borrowed, and that'd make it 5.
But why are there 3 bulldozers?
But one of them had pups. Well, it's like this, Mr. Fairfax. We knew that the 2 of you were coming here at 3, so we bothered 1 from number 5 gang. And now they have 4, whereas they had 5, and we did this, so that 3 of us could work as one through dinner hour before the 2 of you arrived.
Oh, well, Mr. Fairfax. Sorry it had to end like this. 20 years I've put in your roads. Each one has got a little bit of me in it, you might say. And if I'm going to get the sack, well,
Sack, Ponsonby? You're not going to get the sack. No, Ponsonby. Indeed, both you and number 9 gang are to be commended. If anyone's going to get the sack, it's Hanson.
What? Oh, Mr. Fairfax, sir, you'll be known all over as a fair man. Now, Hanson's trying his best. It's just his rough manner. Now, why don't you give him another chance and just fine him 50 quid off his wage?
What? Yes, that's a good idea, O'Connor. Hanson, you're docked £50 off this month's pay for inefficiency.
Hey, but
No, don't thank me. You deserve it.
Number 9 gang, I'll get you for this. I'll catch you out one day. You're a no-good, lazy, sour and twister.
Oh, dominant, dominant.
That was The Motorway When, written by Peter Charles and Peter Matthews, and starring Milo O'Shea as Irish, Richard Davis as Randy, and James Beck as Steve. Fairfax was played by Richard Caldecott, Ponsonby was Bill Pertwee, Hanson was Anthony Sagar, the surveyor was Peter Stevens, and Gladys was played by Amanda Murray. The show was produced by Alistair Scott Johnston.
Old Harry's Game by Andy Hamilton, starring James Grout as the Professor, Jimmy Mulville as Thomas, Stephen O'Donnell as Gary the Demon, and Andy Hamilton as Satan.
Silence! Silence! Silence in court. Now, I know there's a lot of interest throughout hell in this case, but I would appreciate it if spectators could display the due restraint and decorum.
Bollocks!
That is just the kind of thing I'm talking about. I will not tolerate it.
Double bollocks!
I know who's doing that. I can see you.
You bloody Carl!
Oh, yes, I can, and I'm warning you, Jane Austen.
That's Jane Austen?
Yeah, foul-mouthed hussy, honestly. Swears like Prince Philip with his pubes on fire.
Yes, but I mean, she's Jane Austen. Supreme craftswoman of elegant style.
You should never confuse the writer with their work, Prof. For instance, take a look at Oscar Wilde at the back there.
Which one's he?
He's the one wearing the Millwall scarf. see, they've all got a different side, sir. OK, on with the trial. This court is now in session with myself, Satan, Prince of Darkness, presiding in the case of Devil versus Gary. And the charges are that you, Gary, a demon of this realm, did knowingly engage in an act of foul rebellion. How do you plead? Guilty or very guilty?
What happened to not guilty?
The accused will not waste the court's time making pedantic legal points. Don't forget, Gary, I know what you did because I was there when you did it to me. I will now cross-examine the first witness, called Thomas Quinton...
Excuse me.
What?
Well, don't I get a defence counsel?
Oh, honestly, talk about picky, I don't know.
Well, I'm entitled to have someone defend me.
All right.
Can I pick anyone?
Whatever, it won't affect the result. Call the first witness, Thomas Quentin Crimp. Have you chosen yet?
Trying to think.
I wouldn't attempt the impossible, Gary. If God had intended you to think, he'd have given you an organ to do it with.
Can I have anyone at all?
Yes.
Can I have O.J. Simpson's lawyer?
No, he's not in hell. Yet.
So, it's anyone here in hell. Right, in that case, I choose the Emperor Claudius.
Very well, step forward, Emperor Claudius. Order! Wordsworth, leave your sister alone. And Oscar, cut out the spinning. Okay, right, now. Defence counsel will now cross-examine the witness.
You are... Thomas...
No. I can't allow this. This is an obvious delaying tactic.
What, just because he's got a little bit of a stammer?
Don't play the innocent with me, Gary. You are exploiting a man with a speech defect. A man who does a lap of honour every time he completes a syllable. You're just trying to postpone your judgment.
Well, can I pick another counsel then?
If you're quick.
All right, then, I pick Professor Richard Whittingham.
Me? But why me?
Yes, why him?
Because he's the only one round here you listen to, that's why.
Yeah, not even the prof can talk you out of this one, Gary.
Well, look, I'm really not sure I'm the right person for the job. I'm not qualified. I mean, the only experience I've had of the law is waiting for my solicitor to ring back.
You'll do, Prof. Now get a move on.
Well, can I at least take instructions from my client?
Oh, if you must. In the meantime, I'll kick off the cross-examination of the witness. You are Thomas Quentin Crimp?
Yes.
You were chairman of a privatised water company?
Yes.
And you are a verminous piece of loathsome human slime?
Well, no.
That's not a question. Now, Thomas, kindly tell the court whose idea it was to rebel against my majestic rule.
Gary's.
You lying toe rag!
Silence in court! Order! Wordsworth, I won't tell you again. Now then, Thomas, can you give us your account of events?
Well, Gary approached me and suggested that I help him
overthrow you. I immediately lodged a protest. No, I said. Don't do it, Gary. Stay your impious hand, I said.
I see. Of course, there are those who might question your character as a witness, aren't there?
Really?
Yes, for instance, glancing at the record of your life on Earth, I see that in the mid-1980s you bought and sold property.
Nothing wrong with that?
Absolutely, no. And perhaps your most impressive deal was in 1983, when some Arab businessmen were looking for property in the heart of London, and you sold them an orphanage.
Yes.
Complete with orphans. Who you described in the property details as a living workforce of eager-to-please midgets.
Well, property's a competitive market.
Indeed, such is your reputation for craven treachery that since you arrived here in hell, both Lord Haw-Haw and Judas Iscariot have taken to referring to you as the governor.
Well, I don't...
So, taking all these factors into account, isn't it probably fair to say that your testimony is about as sound as a Jim Davidson marriage?
No, Your Majesty...
A tissue of laughable falsehoods, in fact, but good enough for a conviction. So, we will now proceed to the sentence. Gary,
Hang on. I haven't presented a case for the defence.
And?
Well, where I come from, it's not customary to condemn someone on the basis of discredited evidence.
No, well, just imagine he's Irish. Now, I intend to invoke the maximum sentence.
Well, can I at least call a witness?
All right, if it makes you happy.
I call Gary.
Silence in court! Silence! Be quiet!
You be quiet, you tosser!
Right, that's it. Will the wardens please eject Jane Austen? I've had enough. Be careful, she bites! Right. I'm sorry about that, Professor. Proceed.
Now then, Gary, in your own words, I'd like you to tell us what you feel is the essence of your defence.
Diminished responsibility.
Pathetic.
I was talked into staging a rebellion by Thomas.
Oh, that's a lie. I was playing cards at the time. Both Lord Haw-Haw and Judas Iscariot can vouch for me.
Sit down, Thomas, or I'll nail you down.
Was this the first time you'd been persuaded into staging a rebellion?
No, it most certainly was not.
I see. And when did it happen before?
Well, when I took part in the rebellion that got me thrown out of heaven.
And who was it persuaded you that time?
Satan.
I object.
Stick with me, lads, you'll be all right, he said. This God bloke's overrated, he said. Next thing I know, I'm a deformed, changeling beast with hooves and horns and breath that curdles milk at 50 paces.
Nobody forced you.
I'd still be an angel if it wasn't for him, but he incurred the wrath of the Almighty, he whose name is too sacred to utter.
Ah, Jehovah.
No, that's his middle name.
And what's his first name?
No, don't say it, Gary.
It's Nigel.
Oh. Gary!
Nigel?
Shh, keep your voice down.
No wonder he doesn't want it to be uttered. Nigel!
He'll hear you. You feel his wrath.
Ooh, what? The wrath of Nigel? I'm sorry, but I refuse to be frightened of a Nigel. Nigel!
Oh.
Summoned me? Who used the sacred name? Ah, Satan. Long time no see. Was it you?
No, it was not your omniscient omnipotence. It was that mortal there.
Which one? The swat with the glasses?
No, that's the professor. No, it was the creepy-looking one.
Oh, yes. I remember you.
Hello there.
Thomas Quentin Crimp. 14 Waldemar Drive, Godalming.
Yes.
The orphan seller. I trust you're submitting him to the direst torment, Satan?
Oh, yes, you're all-encompassing. In fact, even as we speak, locusts are hatching in his bowels.
Excellent. For blasphemy against my holy name, of course, I shall have to think up some further punishment.
I didn't mean it, honestly. It was a slip of the Nigel. Tongue. A slip of the tongue.
Something especially cruel, I think. Oh, hello, Gary. How are you?
Oh, so you remember me then?
How could I forget you? You were the ugliest angel we ever had. Why is he in chains?
He's on trial, your indivisibleness, for rebellion.
Rebellion, eh? Well, we remember rebellion, don't we?
Yes, but would you like some refreshment? We don't actually have any food or drink down here, but I'm sure I could send out for some.
No, I can't stop. I'll just do something horrific to this mortal and then I have to get back to heaven.
Yes. Talking of heaven, I wonder if we could have a word in private.
Well, will it take long? Only St. Peter's organising a barbecue.
No, it'll just take a mo. Court is adjourned. If you just like to step into my private quarters, you're 3 in 1 this.
Please don't call me that.
No?
No, makes me sound like a motor oil.
So? How's the family?
Fine.
How's Jesus?
He's fine.
Oh, good. Nice lad. Haven't seen him since the wilderness. You must be very proud of him.
Yes, I am. Look, you said you wanted to talk to me about something.
Yes. Can I say, just to kick off, that when you expelled me from heaven for...
treachery?
Yes, well, I just wanted to say that, with hindsight, I'd have done the same in your position, I can tell you. Boy, was I silly. Dear, oh dear. Still, you do daft things when you're young, don't you, eh? I expect you know you probably didn't, did you? Anyway, what I was wondering was whether now might be a suitable juncture to sort of let me kind of return to heaven. Not at my old grade, of course, no.
Give me one good reason.
Well, it doesn't really make sense anymore. I mean, this place largely runs itself, and up on Earth, well, I'm totally redundant there. I mean, I'm just not needed to go around anymore putting evil thoughts into men's minds. Well, not since Pamela Anderson came along, and what I'm getting at is...
I can't see what all the fuss is about.
Sorry?
Pamela Anderson. I mean, I don't even think she's particularly attractive, do you?
Well, I'm probably not the one to judge, given that I find all humans physically repugnant. And the point is, your indisputableness, I really feel...
She's got a very ugly mouth.
Yeah. Yes, actually, I think we're getting a little bogged down on Pamela Anderson. See, what I'm trying to say is...
There's no fire for golden gray Chicago more.
What's that?
Oh, that's just Elvis. Now...
This is hell. No one is supposed to sing.
Well, yes, I know, but he does no harm, you know, so...
But he lived a life of drugs and debauchery. He was sent here to be tormented.
Oh, he is being tormented. He's sharing a pit with dozens of Elvis fans who just keep going on about how good he used to be.
And is he the only one you're allowed to sing?
Well, he's the only one who wants to. Well, apart from Edith Piaf. But we don't let her sing for obvious reasons.
He stopped.
Yeah, he'll have forgotten the words again. Now, as I was saying, I really am very sorry for what I did, but I've been here a long time now, and I just feel I've had enough. And could I go back to being an angel, please?
Well, I'm very pleased that you finally acknowledged the error you made in rebelling against my authority.
Absolutely.
And well, yes, I must admit, you do seem to have changed. You're more mature, more responsible.
I have changed, yes.
So keeping you here is perhaps a little unfair.
Yes?
But totally necessary.
What?
It's necessary to keep you here. This place has to be kept going.
Why?
It's part of the order of things. They sin, I judge, you punish. It works. Why rewrite a hit?
But it doesn't work, though, does it? I mean, the levels of human sin haven't dropped. Quite the contrary. The current increase in the sinning rate stands at 97%. Admittedly, that figure's distorted by the inclusion of Paula Yates, but it's still an alarming trend.
I think how much more the little monkeys would get up to if it wasn't for the thought of ending up here.
Well, with respect, your inconceivableness, I really don't think I'm an effective deterrent anymore. It needs a new approach. What about if you sent Jesus down to Earth to teach them?
Are you kidding? After what they did last time.
That's true. Yeah. Well, it was just a thought, so I have to stay here then?
I'm afraid so, yes.
Will my time here ever end?
That's for me to know.
What sort of an answer's that?
A God's answer.
Bloody stupid, bloody...
You got a problem with that?
Me? No, I'm ecstatic. Yeah, I'm just making plans for all this wonderful eternity I've got to look forward to as a creature who's 40% goat.
Well, I'll just smite Thomas, then I must be getting along.
Actually, there is one other thing.
Go on.
Well, there's one mortal who I've got to know quite well, and I really think shouldn't be down here, your totalness, and I was wondering if perhaps you'd reconsider his case.
I hope I get to speak to him. I mean, just think what he could tell us about the universe. I mean, asking God direct would save a heck of a lot of research.
Professor,
Yeah?
About my trial. I've thought of a potential defence.
Oh, what's that?
Hell rage.
Hell rage?
Yes, you know, the phenomenon, whereby working in dark, cramped conditions generates a moment of dysfunctional, apoplectic fury which causes people to try and overthrow Satan.
Well, it's a bit Californian, isn't it?
I know.
No, I think your best option would be to accept your guilt and throw yourself at Satan's mercy.
Oh, yeah, because he's renowned for that, isn't he? It's legendary. Satan's mercy, along with Paul Gascoigne's IQ and Tony Blair's warmth.
Professor, could me and his infiniteness borrow you for a second?
Of course, my pleasure.
All right, Gary. Oh, are those manacles too tight?
No.
I'll soon fix that. Try not to howl too loud, Gary.
Well, Professor, I wanted to get to know you a little better because Satan here feels you've been misdirected. He says you're devoid of the usual unpleasantness that is the trademark of the average human being.
Well, I don't know. I just believe in being positive, that's all.
Why?
Well, because the alternative is being miserable, and I've never seen the point in that.
See what I mean? He's like this all the time, come what may. It's very impressive. But more than that, it's also extremely irritating. Now, please, take him.
Can I ask a question?
Proceed.
Well, I know it's a little presumptuous of me, but I just have to ask. I mean, any scientist would want to ask it. What were the origins of the universe? I mean, did we get it even halfway right? I mean, was it the Big Bang?
It most certainly was.
Ah, and what caused the Big Bang?
Search me.
Huh?
Well, I was just messing about with some matter and energy, you know, just for something to do, and I put it all down for a moment to have a sip of my drink, and then suddenly, kaboom! And the next thing I know, I've got a universe on my hands, just expanding all the time with black holes and suns and planets flying round. Total bedlam.
So the creation of the universe was an accident?
Correct.
Yeah, I think, Professor, that's perhaps enough questions for now. You can ask him plenty more once he's taken you up to heaven.
Just one more.
Oh, for goodness sake.
How about life on Earth? You didn't create that by accident, did you?
No, I didn't create life by accident.
Ah, right.
No, I did that for a bet.
A bet?
Yes. Well, your planet was pretty dull viewing for the first few billion years, just rocks and water and the occasional volcano. So for a bit of fun, I sprinkled loads of mutating bacteria in the oceans. And then me and the angels ran a book on which would be the first one to evolve into a creature that developed language.
So it was a sort of lottery, only with DNA for numbers?
Yes, that's right. The angel Gabriel got very, very upset. See, the organism he backed started off very brightly, but then randomly mutated into a carrot.
So who won?
One of the seraphim. His bacteria ultimately evolved into humans. And that's when the trouble started.
Trouble?
Oh, yes, humans are just too virulent, you see. Soon the whole planet was infested with them. I mean, I tried drowning the little beggars, but it was no use. I did consider just destroying the whole planet, but that seemed a bit hard on all the other species. In the end, I gave up. I decided if I couldn't exterminate you, I might as well have you as subjects.
There, happy now, Prof. That's enough. That's enough questions. We don't want to wear his all-embracing-ness out now, do we?
There's just one more thing I'd like to ask.
Oh. It's not if you're a god, why do you allow such dreadful things to happen, is it?
No.
Oh, good, because that one gets on my tits. Far away.
Okay, so basically you know my predicament, and as guys who are pretty talented in the wriggling out of trouble department, I'd appreciate any advice you can give me. Now then, Robert Maxwell, any useful advice for me?
Yes, never lean too heavily on a handrail.
Apart from that one.
Well, my motto always was, if in doubt, intimidate people.
I can't see Satan getting intimidated somehow.
You could just run away.
Well, that's true, Lord Lucan, but where would I run to? No, I've been stitched up like a kip.
Oh, stop whining.
Well, I'm just saying, that's all. I mean, I'm taking the entire rap for that rebellion, and it just doesn't seem fair, that's all.
Life isn't fair, Sonny Jim. Is it fair that I was killed in a car crash because some slow coach wouldn't let me past? Is it fair that I'm eternally doomed to this dump? Are locust-filled bowels fair? And most of all, is it fair that I was made like this, all sneaky and crafty, and then I get punished for it? No, it's not. I can't be held responsible. The fault lies with the manufacturer. You know, him.
All right, calm down.
I'm very tempted to go and give God a piece of my mind.
Would that be wise?
I don't care. I can't take much more. I'm reaching my wit's end.
No, it's not a very long journey, is it?
That's it. I'll bloody have you.
Oh, yeah, you and whose army?
Come on, then. Come on. Outside.
Outside? Outside?
So, let me get this straight. Before the Big Bang, there was...
Just some matter and energy.
And before that, there was...
Nothing.
But you can't make something out of nothing.
That's not true. Look at Anthea Turner.
What I'm saying is, it isn't rational to say something could spring from nothing.
Look, it's not my fault if you've got a cliched view of what constitutes nothing.
Prof, don't get him angry.
But I'm not trying to. It's just that what he proposes isn't rational.
Says who?
Well, says common sense.
Professor?
I'm not going to argue with you.
It's just that logically...
Look, are you a divine being who shapes the universe?
No.
Well, I am, so shut up.
A bit touchy, isn't he?
Look, Prof, just keep your gob shut, OK, while I try and repair the damage. I'm sorry about that, your ineffableness. As I say, he has his very inquiring mind, which is all thanks to you, of course. If you hadn't sprinkled life in the oceans, he would never have developed this brain.
Don't remind me.
But as I say, I've not been able to find any malice in him, and I really feel that...
So why is he here?
Well, on my arrival, I was informed it was because I didn't believe in you.
What?
Oh, well done, Mr. Tact.
Did he say he didn't believe in me?
Well, yes, previously, up there, but he was a scientist. You know what they're like. They won't believe in anything till they've tested it on rats. No, he's just eggheads, aren't they, with thick glasses who spend their days bent double over Bunsen burners. But he believes in your existence now, don't you?
Oh, yes, very much so.
There, you see?
All right. Well, he can still come to heaven.
Thank you.
Provided he kneels down and worships me as the one true God.
No problem. OK, Prof. Away you go.
Why is he waiting?
Well, it's just I'm quite prepared to accept that you're God's as good a word as any, I suppose. But it's the one true bit that...
Don't do this to me, Prof.
I mean, all I'm saying is I haven't any evidence which proves that you're the only God.
Professor?
I mean, yes, we appear to be your creations, but then you could be the creation of some even greater super being. I mean, how would we know? How would you know, for that matter?
Look, this is no time for this relativism crap. Look, he doesn't mean it, your undeniableness, and he'll do the worshipping now, won't you?
Well, no. I don't feel very comfortable about that.
What?
It's the kneeling. He doesn't feel comfortable about the kneeling. Yeah, dodgy knees, old rugby injury. But he will...
Let him speak for himself.
Well, it's just that I don't quite understand why a supreme being requires worship.
I just need it. Okay?
Why?
Because!
Please stop, Professor. His aura's turning crimson. That's a very bad sign.
But why this neediness?
Look, just because I'm a supreme being doesn't mean I can't feel vulnerable.
Oh, no, that's torn it. You forced him into an admission of weakness. He won't like that. Here we bloody go.
Satan, you foul changeling, this mortal reminds me of you. But whereas your sin was rebellious pride, his is infuriating smugness.
Excuse me.
What is this excrescent mortal doing here?
I've come to register a complaint.
Now's not a good time, Tommy.
There's never a good time for what I have to say. Oi, you, God. I want to know why I'm here. Why am I being subjected to this eternal punishment?
Because you led a horrible, nasty, little life.
Well, I couldn't help that. That's the way I was made.
Not at all. You had a choice. From the beginning, I gave mankind free will.
Well, that was a bloody stupid thing to do, wasn't it? Like giving a toddler a Kalashnikov. You should have known what we'd do with free will.
Control this mortal, Satan.
He's got a point, though, hasn't he?
Silence! You have all offended me, so now I shall punish you together.
He's not very good at managing his anger, is he?
Silence! This punishment I visit upon you will last for eternity, you miserable, ungrateful creatures!
Well, I be jiggered. Snow.
Farewell, accursed riches!
Please, one last question.
Yes!
Are we humans the only intelligent life in the universe?
Do you seriously think you're the best I could do?
Oh, well. There goes God. Funny bloke.
That's the trouble with snow. You see, when it comes, no one's ever ready for it. The gritting lorries aren't on standby.
Gary, how could we have anticipated a cold snap in hell?
You should always allow for contingencies. You should have thought, what if Thomas inadvertently summons God, who then has a chat with the prof, loses his temper, and curses hell with an eternal snowstorm?
Oh, it's how short-sighted of me not to foresee that, yes. I must have been blind. You all right, Prof? Your hands are bluer than a baboon's bottom.
You know, my estimate is that this temperature is somewhere around minus 50. It's extraordinary. If we were alive, we'd be dead by now.
You could have been out of all this, Prof. All cosy and snug up in heaven if you hadn't put the divine Nigel through that 20 questions routine.
It was very kind of you to put in a word for me. That was the act of a friend.
Friend? What are you talking about? No, I don't have friends. No, I just wanted to get shot of you, frankly.
Oh, there goes Elvis.
Oi, fat boy, shut your bleeding cake hole!
Well, I was just singing, man.
All right, Gary, go separate them. Oh, too late, she's nutted him. He won't get up from that. No one headbutts like Jane Austen.
Look at this snowflake. It's amazing. And every crystal's different, you know.
Oh, here he goes again, Mr. Verbal Diarrhea.
Watch your mouth, Thomas, or...
Or what? Don't tell me. You'll punish me. Well, I don't care. You've covered me in boils. You've transformed me into various vegetables and household appliances. You've bred locusts and raced ferrets inside me. What more could you possibly do, eh? Turn me into a warthog scrotum?
Oh, really?
Well, he shouldn't put ideas into my head, should he?
Snow's getting heavier. You've got to hand it to God. Really clever bloke to create something as brilliant as snow. Yep, he's the dog's bollocks and no mistake.
I don't know why you queried his credentials as a deity, Prof. He obviously is the one true God.
Well, you may be right.
Oh, I am right.
It's just that I can't help wondering who named him Nigel.
Boss?
Yes, Gary?
What is my punishment going to be?
Oh, I don't think I'll be bothered now. Not as if it'd change anything. We're just looking at more and more eternity, basically. The Brass Monkeys version, of course. Yeah. More same endless nothingness. Thank you, God. Thank you so much. I know what he means about Pamela Anderson, though.
Hey, who wants to help me build this snowman?
It's amazing, isn't it, how cheerful and upbeat the Prof is, even in the direst adversity. Eh? He always sees the bright side, of course. He's, what's the word?
Sicko.
That's the one.
Old Harry's Game featured Andy Hamilton as Satan, James Grout as the Professor, Jimmy Mulville as Thomas, Stephen O'Donnell as Gary, and David Swift as God. With Philip Pope, Penelope Nice, Michael Fenton-Stevens, and Nigel Pegram. The programme was written by Andy Hamilton and produced by Paul Mayhew Archer.
Whenever it's summer, have your fun. Dive in the nearest pool. Never go out in the midday sun, just play it cool. Clothes will always be worn, of course, that is the golden rule. Lady the diver on that horse, she made it cool. Be calm and collected, look before you leap each day. Never do what's expected, at least never do it right away. Life is a challenge, so they say, it can be kind of good. So be prepared in every way. Not what you say, it's the way that you say it. Not how you play, it's the way that you to play it cool.
How do you do? This is Play It Cool, and I'm Ian Carmichael. I tell you that in case you thought that I was Joan Sims. Which is rather silly, really, because in the first place, she's much prettier than I am. She's much prettier in the second place, too, actually. Anyway, this, As a matter of fact, after the first show last week, we were inundated with a postcard. And it came from somebody who was obviously interested in knowing the technical details entailed in putting a show like this on the radio. It read,
"How on earth does a show like this ever get on?"
Thank you. That was Mr. Hugh Paddock, who will be remembered for his fine performance in Carry On, Fido.
I played the lead.
Yes, Mr. Paddock is an actor of some note.
About 10 bob, actually.
That was Miss Joan Sims, who was recently voted Horsewoman of the Year.
And without a horse, too.
Oh, dear me. Well, now to proceed with the show. Now, are you one of the many thousands who visited the historic houses and ancient castles of Great Britain? Well, we heard of one couple, Herbert and Ethel Fitch, actually, who didn't see any good reason why they shouldn't throw open their modest little semi-detached in Acton. So, on behalf of the BBC, I went along and was met at the gate by the owner himself.
Welcome to 23 Shakespeare Villas. Have your half-crowd ready, please.
Good morning. I'm from the BBC.
Well, we all have our problems.
Look, do you think you could show me round?
Certainly. Be a privilege to escort a representative from such an esteemed body. Half a crown, please.
Oh, now, surely. I mean, well, you know, the BBC doesn't pay.
So I've heard. What's up, then? Things getting a bit tight with that second channel to run?
Well, of course not. No. We're doing very nicely, thank you.
And you can afford half a crown. Oh, yes, and a shilling for the car park.
But I'm outside your house. It's a public road.
See, we've got a troublemaker here. Look, don't come none of that Robin Day nonsense with me. Do you or don't you want your car parked nice and safe?
Well, it is parked nice and safe.
Ethel!
Yes, Herbert?
Bring the carving knife and get busy on the gentleman's tyres.
No. All right, I'll pay. There you are. Oh, well, this is Mrs. Fitch, I presume.
That's right. The lady of the manor. And some very peculiar ones she's got, I might add.
Hello, dearie. Excuse me, Anne. I've been cleaning out the west wing.
The west wing?
Yes, it's at the bottom of the garden.
The old air raid shelter, you know. We thatched the roof and now they call it the cottage tea rooms.
I do a very nice set tea, bloater paste sandwiches and all the tarts you can manage.
Yes. Very nice, I'm sure. Yes, well, here's the 2 and 6 entrance fee, plus a shilling for the car park.
Thank you, sir. Oh, by the way, it's extra if you want to see the armoury.
The armoury?
Full of interesting exhibits.
Oh, really? Such as?
Well, there's a bit of an incendiary bomb, a lump of shrapnel, and my old ARP uniform.
We did have a tin hat as well, but we found a use for that in the spare room.
Yeah, I see.
Very novel ashtray it makes.
Well, follow me, sir, and we'll give you the conducted tour.
And how much extra is that?
Oh, my goodness, we don't charge for that. All part of the service. Of course, at the end of the tour, my left hand whips out a bit surreptitious palm upwards, you know.
Yes, all right, point taken. You know, Mr. Fitch, looking round this place, there doesn't seem to be anything really ancient.
You haven't seen the plumbing.
No, what I mean is, well, you see, the public expects a place to reek with historic atmosphere.
Well, it reeks all right, or hadn't you noticed? And as for your historic atmosphere, Ethel, tell him who's been in here, Ethel.
Yes.
Go, Ethel, tell him. Who popped in here for a cup of tea during the coronation?
Well, it couldn't have been...
Oh, you've guessed. Yes. Richard Dimplepeak himself. Came in here, he did.
Really?
And in that refined BBC voice, he said, My feet are killing me, he said. Just look at them. Didn't he? Just look at them,
said
yes?
very well.
I've got bunions like a bunch of globe artichokes.
So he sat down there. Look, there in that very chair.
You mean this one where the springs bust?
That's the one. See, the plaque? Richard Dimpleby sat here,
Yeah.
didn't he?
Yes.
Yes. Anyhow,
Made
this
quite
is
an
our...
impression, hasn't he?
No, wait, you are now. Anyhow, as I was saying, this is our baronial hall. That's a very interesting barometer there. The wood come from an old pirate ship.
Oh, really? Well, that is interesting. Just a minute. It says here a present from Margate.
Hey? Oh, yes. Well, I mean, that's where the pirates stole it from. Let's go upstairs, shall we? Now then, this really is an ancient old staircase. Note the woodworm and them dirty cracks all down the wall.
Yes, I've just been reading some of them.
Now, over here is the blue room.
Oh, yes, very nice. Except that it's green, with brown geese flying across the wallpaper.
Pretty, isn't it? But to us, it's always been the blue room.
Oh, really? Why?
You don't know what goes on in there.
This way now, sir, to the main bedroom. Breathtaking, innit?
In a manner of speaking, I suppose. What an extraordinary bed. What are all those notices around it? Bingo twice a week at the Regal. Drink a pint of milk a day. Keep Britain tidy, and someone somewhere wants a letter from you.
Yes, sir. It's our four-poster bed.
There's a legend attached to that bed, you know.
I'll bet there is.
You've heard of Nell Gwynn?
Oh, no. Now, you're not going to tell me that Nell Gwynn slept in it.
Not very much, no. I mean, you know what Nell Gwynn was, and besides, the mattress is a bit lumpy. Do you think I better...
Look, I think I've heard just about enough now. Thank you very much, Mrs. Fitch, and I don't particularly want to see anything else.
Oh, no, there's lots more yet. The museum, the library. Be surprised what we got in the library. And then there's your antechambers, one up, one down. And, of course, there's the famous secret panel in the wall.
Oh, really? And who hid there?
I did when they come for me in the war. And what else have we got?
Oh, there's the beautiful fountain.
Where's that?
In the living room. It dates back to a burst in that terrible winter we had. Then, of course...
No, thank you, no more. Thank you very much indeed. I'm going.
Oh, but you haven't purchased a memento.
No, thank you.
Oh, lovely little alabaster Alsatians, only 7 and 6.
Don't forget to come back for the Jazz Festival.
Goodbye.
I don't know. Some people just don't appreciate the finer things of life.
A very charming member of the opposite blank. Yes, I'm sorry about that, but the producer wouldn't let me say sex. He said he wouldn't be very NICE in front of the KIDS. You know, it's funny, this business of censorship, really. Recently, the Lord Chamberlain ordered cuts to be made in a play that had already been running for about a year.
It wouldn't surprise us if he now had a look at the mousetrap.
There's another case which you may not have heard about. A new thriller called The Missing Necklace. Listen now to a short excerpt from the original play.
Well, Caldecott, you've heard the accusations. What were you doing in my house last night?
All right, Lord Dilwater, leave this to me. Mr. Caldecott doesn't seem to be able to answer that question. Very well, then. Why were you loitering around Hampstead Heath last night?
I was trying to get a taxi. I lost my way through the filthy yellow fog.
It didn't prevent us seeing you, Caldecott. Now, Lady Dilwater, try to remember exactly what happened in detail, please.
Well, I'd been smoking in bed. I'm afraid it's a bad habit of mine. The coughing kept me awake, and then I heard a drip coming from the kitchen.
So, you came downstairs to turn it off and saw a figure leaving by the French windows.
Well, it wasn't me. It's true I have been here before to see Caroline. I admit I find her attractive.
Yes. But not as attractive as the Dilwater emeralds. Lord Dilwater, was your wife wearing the necklace?
What, in a long flannel night dress?
Oh, then the necklace was somewhere in the house. Where do you put it as a rule, Lady Dillwater?
When I'm not wearing it, I usually keep it in a silver cigarette box.
Mr. Caldecott, I suggest you were in this house last night.
Prove it. What was I wearing?
I've already been given an accurate description. One thing I don't understand, Lord Dillwater. You say there have been signs of a struggle. Had anything been knocked over?
2 vases and the lid off the coal scuttle.
Ah. Then the intruder made off through the French windows.
But he couldn't have gone out that way.
Why not? Weren't they open? Who locks up at night?
I usually do, and sometimes you do, my dear.
But last night the doors weren't locked and a heavily insured necklace was stolen. You don't seem to be upset, Lady Dillwater.
Well, I'm fully covered. But frankly, I don't see what all this is about.
I think you do, Lady Dillwater. You arranged for your own necklace to be stolen. And by whom?
Your lover, Mr. Caldecott.
It wasn't me. Tell the truth, Caroline. I'm not the only one, am I?
Is this true, Caroline?
Yes, I'm afraid it is, Lord Dillwater. Whoever it is has the necklace. There's your answer to this case. And now perhaps we might all have a drink. Have you any bottles of scotch in the house, Lady Dillwater?
Yes, I've got half a dozen locked up in the cellar.
Well, that was part of the original play. But the Lord Chamberlain objected to the part of the inspector, and so the whole character was taken out. Did it really make any difference?
Well, Caldecott, you've heard the accusations. What were you doing in this house last night?
I was trying to get a taxi. I had lost my way and there was a filthy yellow fog.
Yes, I'd been smoking in bed. I'm afraid it's a bad habit of mine. The coughing kept me awake and then I heard a drip coming from the kitchen.
Well, it wasn't me. It's true I have been here before to see Caroline. I admit I find her attractive.
What, in a long flannel night dress?
When I'm not wearing it, I usually keep it in a silver cigarette box.
Mr. Caldecott, I suggest you were in this house last night.
Prove it. What was I wearing?
2 vases and the lid off the coal scuttle.
But he couldn't have gone out that way.
Well, I usually do, and sometimes you do, my dear.
Well, I'm fully covered. But frankly, I don't see what all this is about.
Your lover, Mr. Caldecott.
It wasn't me. Tell the truth, Caroline. I'm not the only one, am I?
Is this true, Caroline?
Yes, I've got half a dozen locked up in the cellar.
It's amazing how many playwrights take the world of big business as a background to the emotional dramas their characters portray.
Play It Cool, therefore, decided to offer you its own expose of the personal life of a tycoon. Ladies and gentlemen, we present Cheapside Story.
This is the story of James Price.
You may have heard of me. I'm one of the stock exchange prices.
He was a financial wizard with the luck of a Midas. Everything he touched turned to gold.
He even had a golden secretary.
James Price controlled his empire from a palatial office block in Cheapside.
All right, Waterhouse. Clinch the deal at $5 million. Bye. Hello? Yeah, Briggs. Now, do you accept my offer of $3 million? Right, I'll send you a postal order straight away. Miss Rutherford?
Yes, Mr. Price.
Miss Rutherford, I gave you 6pence tea money yesterday. Where's me threepenny change?
I put it in your piggy bank, sir.
Right. Oh, Miss Rutherford, send Mr. Bridgewater, will you?
Very good, sir.
Good morning, sir.
All right, now, come in, Bridgewater. Sit down.
Thank you, sir.
Now, Bridgewater, how long have you been my confidential secretary?
Oh, about 3 months, sir. Hope I'm giving every satisfaction.
Yes, Bridgewater. You're a very capable secretary, but, well, there is just one thing, Bridgewater.
Yes, sir?
It is not necessary to sit on my knee. Just get off it, would you? There's a good chap. Thank you very much. Now, did you see this in the Financial Gazette this morning? Here, well, look. Associated yachts are going out of business.
I'm not surprised, sir. Their sales have been dropping off for a long time.
Well, I think I'll put in a takeover bid for that firm. Send the usual letter, would you? You know, James Price requests the pleasure of your company.
Very good, sir. And by the way, sir, that check from the rubber people keeps bouncing.
Really? Well, I'll put it in the hands of my solicitor, Mr. Truefit.
Yes, sir.
Miss Rutherford, do you know Truefitt's number?
Yes, sir. 1876009.
Good grief, is he inside again? Oh, well, never mind.
Oh, Mr. Price, there's a lady on the phone for you. A Mrs. Price.
Oh, put her on, would you? Hello? Mrs. Price? Oh, what a strange coincidence. We have the same name.
I know, I'm your wife.
Oh, that Mrs. Price. Oh, you're extra. Well, Deirdre, how are you? Seems ages since I saw you.
You saw me this morning. As a matter of fact, you even spoke to me.
Oh, did I? What did I say?
You said, pass the marmalade. Don't you remember?
Now, look, Deirdre, you know I'm so involved in business affairs. It's not that I don't notice you about the house. It's just that I don't realize you're there.
Oh, you don't have to explain. I know only too well that you put business first and I'm just a second fiddle. James, I've got to talk to you.
Look, dearie, I'm really far too busy, dear. Look, incidentally, there'll be one more for dinner tonight. My confidential secretary, Bridgewater. We've got some work to do. Goodbye. Oh, you hear that, Bridgewater?
Yes, I was listening on the extension. I didn't realize you were married, so...
Oh, yes. She's the second Mrs. Price, actually. My first wife, Ruth, left me, you know.
Yes, I thought so. One does get the impression you're ruthless.
Bridgewater, I am the chairman of this company, am I not?
Yes, sir.
And you are one of my employees, are you not?
Yes, sir.
Then kindly remember, Bridgewater, that I do the funny lines. Now jump to it. I want those market reports ready this evening.
Yes, sir.
Miss Rutherford, order the rolls, will you? I'm starving.
Must compliment you on an excellent meal, Mrs. Price.
Oh, thank you. Do have some more chocolate sauce on your souffle.
Bridgewater, I've been going over the report and accounts of the Amalgamated Steel Corporation. They're a first-class concern, and I'm glad my bid was successful.
Yes, sir, you're getting quite a corporation.
James, can't you ever forget work? Morning, noon, and night, I'm always getting the business.
Now, dear.
I'm sick and tired of it, I tell you. You treat me as though I were a piece of property.
A very charming one, if I may say so.
Bridgewater, stop looking over the property.
Perhaps he's looking at me as a woman. That's something you never did.
Well, I asked you to marry me, didn't I?
You didn't ask me to marry you. You proposed a merger.
Oh, really? Look, I will not have these private matters discussed in front of my confidential secretary. Look, take it up with me later.
When, James, when?
Look, I don't know. Make an appointment.
Oh, now stop!
Mrs. Price, please, not the chocolate sauce.
Oh!
Oh, sir, you've got it all over your face.
Oh, I wish your business associates could see you now. Mr. James Price, the chocolate-colored tycoon.
That is quite enough of your sauce. I am now going off to get cleaned up.
Mr. Bridgewater, I'm so sorry about this little incident.
It's all right. Tell me, is this the first time this sort of thing has happened?
Yes. I usually throw custard. I don't know if you can understand. You see, Mr. Bridgewater, I am a woman.
Yes, I had noticed. May I ask you something personal? Why did you marry him?
I don't know. I suppose I was attracted to him because he was a magnet. I might have known how it was going to be right from our wedding day.
Would you feel better if you told me about it?
I wore a sweet little gown trimmed with gold.
Didn't he say you looked beautiful?
No. He said I was a gilt-edged investment.
Oh, please don't cry. Sure. Put your head on my shoulder.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, look, I'm afraid my tears have wet your shirt.
Oh, don't worry, it's drip dry. Mrs. Price, tell me something. Do you love him now?
Yes, I suppose in a funny way I do. Just now, when he was covered in chocolate, he looked rather pathetic. And I thought, beneath it all, there was a soft centre. Oh, if only he'd tried to...
Well, that's got the worst of it off.
Oh, James, I didn't want you to see me crying.
Oh, I'm glad you are, actually. It's just reminded me of something. Bridgewater, get out that report on associated handkerchiefs, would you?
Mr. Price, how could you at a time like this? I refuse.
You what, Bridgewater?
I said I refuse. Now sit down and listen. It's about time you had a report on your own affairs.
But you...
Don't butt in. You're going to hear what I have to say. You have no heart. You just have a ticker tape. You're so wrapped up in your own business that you're losing the most precious asset you've got. The woman who loves you. The woman who'll do anything for you. The woman you don't even know exists. Mr. Price, take a good look at her. Yes. James Price, this is your wife.
Deirdre. Deirdre, come here. Is this true? I mean, he wasn't just making it up as he went along. It sounded like it a bit, didn't it? Deirdre, do you love me?
Yes, James, I do.
Ah, what a selfish, arrogant, egotistical, pompous old fool I am.
Yeah.
Look, belt up. Deirdre, is it too late? Can we make a fresh start together?
We can try.
Then we'll take a long holiday together, girl. A 6 months cruise, just the two of us.
Oh, James. But, darling, 6 months is a long time. What about those business interests of yours?
Yes, sir, all those companies to be run.
They're bound to wonder what you're doing.
What shall I tell them, sir?
You can tell them to mind their own business.
That was Play It Cool, another sort of radio show which involved Ian Carmichael, Joan Sims, Hugh Paddock, and Anthony Sager. The cool music was provided by Rosemary Squires and the Mike Sam Singers, who were accompanied by the Ken Thorne Orchestra. The script was by Eric Merriman, and the show was produced by John Simmons.
This is the Cultural Service of the NZBC. English for Beginners, Part 1, Grammatical Syntax. My name is Nancy, and I shall be reading the sentences to you, while Julian...
Hello, I'm Julian.
will be giving the points of grammatical interest. So now, if you're ready, we'll begin. Who is afraid of the big bad wolf?
Interrogative.
My auntie is in the garden picking flowers.
Adverb phrase of place.
My uncle is not in the garden picking flowers.
Not an adverb phrase of place.
My uncle is in the potting shed.
Fact.
Who is afraid of the big bad wolf?
Another interrogative.
My auntie would still be in the garden picking flowers if the wolf were not eating her.
Conditional clause type B, improbable circumstance.
The wolf is scratching my auntie.
Clause relative.
Grrr, says the wolf.
Onomatopoeia.
The wolf is tearing down my auntie's...
Indefinite article.
Screams my auntie.
Panic.
Who is afraid of the big bad wolf?
Cliché.
My auntie cries from inside the wolf.
Indirect speech.
My uncle is running round the wolf shouting.
Circumlocution.
My auntie is dead.
Feminine ending.
across the road the other day.
Oh, yeah?
A sea of motor cars was in my way.
Oh, dear.
And I tried to struggle through the flood.
Yeah?
It did no good.
Oh?
I felt my heart was sinking.
Oh.
But as I floundered on the edge and cried, the traffic parted so that I espied a little haven I could call my own. I wish that I were there on a traffic island. That's where I long to be. A little traffic island, a paradise for me. I watch the world go by, land. That's where I'm gonna make my sweet abode, on a traffic island in the middle of the Edgware Road. So at a quiet moment in the tide, I reached my island and was satisfied. And where the traffic wardens gently sway, there I'd stay, perhaps a week or two.
You're joking.
But being stranded is a lonely fate.
It needn't be.
And so I started looking for a mate.
I knew you would.
And sitting cross-legged up a keep left side, that's where I saw you on a traffic island. We'll build a home for two, a little traffic island just made for me and you. And we can multiply land and raise the family we're dreaming of, on a traffic island where the policemen only sing of love.
Come in. Ah, come in, Mr. Layton. Do sit down. Please, make yourself at home. Good. So, you're interested in joining the Secret Service, are you?
Yes, sir.
Splendid, splendid. Now, in this branch, we need alert, intelligent, active young men with good nerves. You have good nerves, have you?
I think so, sir.
Good. They're absolutely essential in the kind of work that we're all connected with, as you all understand, of course. Look out! Look out! There's an earwig on the desk! Look out! Don't move! Don't move! Huh? See me kill it? You see me kill it then? Nerves like steel. Good. Name?
Smith.
Christian names?
12, sir.
Well, let's have them all then.
No, my Christian name is 12, sir.
Ah. Come from a large family, eh?
No, sir, 3.
That's small for a large family. Now, what nationality was your father?
English.
English, uh-huh. Where was he born?
Buenos Aires.
Buenos Aires. Yes, that's Somerset, isn't it?
No, it's in the Argentine.
Argentine? Oh, yes, silly old me. Not Somerset. Of course it's not. Doesn't even sound like Somerset, does it? Buenos Aires. Of course not, no. That's in the, Argentine, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Thought it was. Now, what did your father do?
He's a taxi driver.
Taxi! Oh, sorry. Right, your mother, where was she born?
Southern Russia, sir.
Ah, some kind of stepmother, eh?
No, sir.
Can't be too careful, you know. Got to check up. She wasn't a check, was she?
No, sir.
Ah, just as well. We don't accept checks. Of course, we take cross checks, but not double cross checks, because if you double cross a check, that makes him cross. You ever come across a double cross check?
No, sir.
Good, good. Now, German. Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Ja, ich spreche wenig Deutsch und ich wundere, was ausgestehen Bungenhäuser.
You're not German, are you?
No, sir.
Oh, just as well. We don't want Krauts in the Secret Service, you know. Not as bad as the Japs, mind you. They climb over the filing cabinet there. Well, after the strawberries, do you think? Do you want a strawberry? Why do you want to join the Secret Service? Why do you want to join the Secret Service?
Well, because my father...
Why do you want to join the Secret Service?
Well, because my...
Why do you want to join the Secret Service? Going to keep it secret?
Yes, I think so.
Good, good. Now, any good at codes?
Well, no, not really, no.
No, it doesn't matter, what would you say to the purple wombat claps its feet?
I have no idea.
Oh, come on, old man, have a go.
Well, I mean, no, really,
I'll say something, doesn't matter what.
I have no idea. The walls of Jericho are slimy green.
What? Don't talk rubbish, man. Well, that's all then, you're in. Now, I must equip you for your first mission.
Now, do you see this?
Yes, sir.
You know what it is?
Yes, sir. It's a watch.
Good. Well done, well done. Now, do you know how to use one?
Yes, sir.
Good man. Now, do you know what this is?
Yes, sir. It's the watch.
Yes, so it is. Smart work. Now, we're going to give you this watch. What do you say?
Thank you.
Good. Now, you're going to need something to look after yourself with or to look with after yourself. Now, look at this little job. It's a Brenner Davies .56 automatic continental style grip, reversible Meschwitz muzzle like the Luger, telescopic barrel, holds 16, and it's got the new Swedish concentric sights. Oh, just one thing. Keep the flint dry. Now, with it, you'll need this Doberman knee holster and this white flag. Be careful with the flag, but if you're in trouble, don't hesitate to use it.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, that's all right then. Incidentally, I'd like to compliment you on your English. Excellent.
Thank you, sir.
Not at all.
Goodbye, sir.
Bye. Hello? Give me number 1. Hello, number 1? I'll have to watch this new chap, you know. Mad as a hatter.
Funny words, you can get new songs, only half a minute long. Wrong pronunciation doesn't matter, chatter. Many words will come into your head and said, writing them down. In the valley, something stood. Thought I had a bird, but it's all wrong. Trying hard to imitate just like old voice. What do you do? Nothing to me. I'll be up today. Terribly expensive. And especially if living on the local government, can't do anything that you are for 5, 6, and 8. Everybody that's his opinion. And on and on and on the maps here, well, it's in the kitchen maps, the page of heart, handling the local like a lost because I'm fully set to nobody hears understood a single word I'm singing, and I don't care further.
I'm speaking to you this afternoon from the National Sheepdog Trials. Now, these trials are held every year, and the dogs which compete in them have to drive sheep into pens, guided only by the whistles of their master. Absolutely no words of command may be used. And to tell you more about the trials, I have with me here Mr. Ben Wibble, a well-known Somerset farmer. Now, Mr. Wibble, I believe that you've been competing in these trials for over 40 years now.
Oh, you mean that's absolutely correct, yes? Well over 40 years now.
And you've actually been a shepherd for how long?
Oh, I've been a shepherd now for over 68 years, man and boy. Not in that order, of course. I was a boy first, man later on.
And these 68 years, if you could have them all over again, would you still be a shepherd?
No, not if I could help it, no. I'd like to do something interesting, like being a shepherd.
Pardon?
Like being a shepherd.
But you are a shepherd.
So I am. Lucky old me. Ask me another.
Are you married?
That's none of your business. Come snooping round here.
Now, Mr. Wibble, during your 68 years, you must have trained many sheepdogs.
Oh, yes.
How many?
Oh, well over 2.
2? That's extraordinary. Well. And what is your secret for training sheepdogs?
Oh, very simple. A little kindness and a lot of cruelty.
You have to be cruel to the dogs.
Oh, yes, very cruel. Very cruel indeed. I'm surprised it's allowed. Shocking.
Yes, I see. Yes.
Really nasty.
Yes. Now, what do you train your dogs to do?
Oh, I train them to drive the sheep into the pens. It's known as filling your pen. Shepherd's joke, that.
Yes. And how do the dogs drive the sheep forward?
Well, I tell you, the dogs bark at the sheep, then they crawls right up from on their bellies, then they growls at them and nudges them with their noses, and then they bears their fangs in them.
And in this way, they drive the sheep into the pen.
Sometimes the sheep drive them into the pen. Then the dogs just sit there looking embarrassed, and everyone laughs at them. And I laugh at them too. I think it's very funny.
Yes. Now, how many dogs do you have, Mr. Wibble?
Oh, 'tis a secret. I'm not telling you. 'Tis a most holy secret that cannot be told and must not be divulged. I shall too.
Oh, you have 2 dogs. Are they?
Yes. Well, one of them's over there. Where is he? Over there by that pile of dead sheep. Magnificent brute, treacherous to a fault. Just has this little weakness for mutton.
Oh, do your dogs sometimes worry the sheep?
Oh, no, nothing ever worries the sheep. Unflappable, that's what they are, placid.
Yes. Well, now, before we return you to the studio, could your dogs give a demonstration?
Well, there's only old Butcher here, isn't there? I don't know where Crippen is. He must be up after the judges. He senses they're his natural enemies. Anyway, I'll get him to drive you into that little pen over there.
Now, why isn't he taking any notice of you? Why isn't he taking any notice?
You keep quiet.
Surely you shouldn't be attacking that sheep like that.
Surely should do something. Oh, please, Mr. Wilson, do... Stop that, you thieving cur! I'll tear you apart with me bare hands! That'll learn you. Now, sir, what were you saying?
And now for news of today's vital match in the league championship tables, over to John Wheeler.
Ooh, we had a great game here at Goodwood this afternoon when Manchester Rovers flushed Sheffield Thursday, but 2-1 in the kind of game Telstar was soon be beamed to California. Thursday started fast and tough. An under-23 international Arnold Fitch went close with a grand 20-yard left foot out volley after a spotted London Palladium top ball judging by majestic 42,000 pound right winger, and he could. Newly signed from Pompey and doing very nicely too, thank you. But Rovers took the lead when the educated feet of tricky 5'2" ball-playing, bow-legged ex-commander, 110,000 pound inside right, Cyril Uppercroft Wackett, beat two men and laid a third before laying on the kind of chance Ted Buzzard don't miss. But Thursday equalised through skipper for Descartes, cool penalty, harshly awarded against Ginger Took for gouging. In second half, play got a bit rough, and after a nasty goal-mouth incident, which made the Battle of Britain look like an afternoon tea party, Rovers hard tackling ex-bricklayer right half Finch Spratt was badly bitten, and Sid Man Hawkins had to leave field with loss of memory, while Flaxenair, top of the football league scoring, the South Snake's Ramsbottom got his marching orders from referee Bartley of Billingham, but Rovers were well on top. And their £384,913 star-studded Bank of England forward liner, Bunn, Wackett, Buzzard, Stubble and Boot, tore great holes in Rovers' defence before an 86-minute ace-sharpshooter by Bobby Cannonball Stubble magicked his way through Thursday defence before slamming a great 20-yarder past concussed Thursday goalie Lofty Crab with his fractured left foot, and now I return to the studio.
I got a letter in the morning post. It really cut me up for the most. 'Cause written on the envelope were 4 words which really dashed my hope. I felt the tears rush to my head. 'Cause this is what they wrote upon it. On Her Majesty's son. On Her Majesty's son. On Her Majesty's son. On Her Majesty's son. Whatever could they want with me on the service of Her Majesty? I got a letter the other day. I got a letter the other day. I wondered what it could be that I could do for Her Majesty. Then all at once it all came clear. It's National Productivity Year. So I got me a girl, was getting on fine when I saw this sign. They wrote upon it, proceed with cause. Proceed with cause. Proceed with cause. Proceed with cause. That kind of product we don't need, so use caution if you proceed. I got a letter the other day. I got a letter the other day. Well, though I thought that this girl was sweet, our love was traveling down a one-way street, so I slow down, halt, and park right there, and we'll forget the whole affair. But I wonder now if I did right, 'cause I got a card tonight. They wrote upon it, we want your blood. We want your blood. We want your blood. We want your blood. Why should anybody want my blood? Why should anybody want my blood? Why should anybody want my blood? We want your blood! Will the court be upstanding? Will the court be seated? Call the accused. Call the accused. You are Arnold Fitch?
Definitely yes.
You are hereby charged that on the 14th day of July, in the 1964th year of our Lord, you did willfully, unlawfully, and with malice aforethought, assault one Sidney Bottle, a beekeeper. How plead you, guilty or not guilty?
Definitely not guilty.
My lad, in this case, my learned friend, Mr. Maltravers, appears for the defence, and I appear for the money.
Ah, Mr. Maltravers, I hope your leg is better. I haven't hurt my leg, my lad. That's splendid news.
My lad, the prosecution will endeavour to show that the snivelling, depraved, cowardly wretch whom you see cowering before you returned home on the night of the 14th of July in a particularly vicious and unpleasant frame of mind, had words with his wife, and then deliberately assaulted his pet ostrich by throwing a watering can at it.
A what?
A watering can, a watering can, a large, cylindrical, tin-plated vessel with a perforated pouring piece much used by the lower classes for the purpose of artificially moistening the surface soil.
Thank you, Mr. Bartlett. Your knowledge is inexhaustible.
You are very gracious, my lad, if I may continue. The ostrich, The ostrich, my lad, an ostrich, a large, a hairy, flightless bird, a resident in Africa, remarkable for its speed in running, and much prized for its feathers.
Ah, a kind of platypus.
No, my lad. We may continue. The ostrich, taking fright, flew out of the window and landed on a passing ice cream cart.
What cart?
Ice cream cart, my lad. Ice cream, an artificial cream substitute, sweet and flavoured and frozen, originally invented by the Mohican Indians as an antidote to trench foot.
Remarkable.
Thank you, my lad, if I may be allowed to continue. I flew through the window and landed on the passing ice cream cart, thereby causing a small dollop of ice cream.
What?
A dollop! I beg your pardon, lad. I'm afraid I was trying to clear my throat. Thereby causing a small portion of ice cream to fall on the plaintiff, Mr. Sidney Bottle, a beekeeper, who was hopping past at the time, thereby soiling Mr. Bottle's new suit. And those, quite simply, are the facts of the case, well, very straightforward ones, I think we will all agree. It would appear, my lad, that the rule laid down in Pritchard against the East Halifax Fishbone Glue Manufacturing Company would apply.
Ah, that was the case of the platypus.
No, my lad.
I think his lordship may be referring to White against Phillips, Mr. Bartlett. The case of the aborigine who was about to launch his boomerang at a dingo that was chasing his pet kangaroo had his attention distracted by a lunging platypus, causing him to accidentally release the boomerang which struck a passing cobber in the outback. An Australian case, my lad. Well, if it is an Australian case, then it cannot apply.
No. My lad,
or can it?
If we could continue, my lad, I should like to call the first witness. Thank you, my lad.
Yes, Mr. Bartlett.
Call Percy Molar.
Hello. How do?
You are Percy Molar.
That is correct. That is that.
You are a company director of no fixed abode.
I am.
You are also a music hall comedian.
Yes.
Are you married?
Yes, I am. My wife.
Will you, in your own words, please, Mr. Molar, describe your wife to this court?
My wife, she's got a face like $1 million. All green and crinkly. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Molar, would I be correct in thinking that your wife has, comparatively recently, visited the West Indies?
Yes.
Jamaica.
Objection.
I'm sorry, but I withdraw that question. Mr. Molar, did you meet your wife in a revolving door?
No, she went of her own accord.
No. Now, listen very carefully to the question, please, Mr. Molar. I shall repeat it. Now, did you meet your wife in a revolving door?
Yes, and we've been going around together ever since, I think you're...
Mr. Molar, I put it to you that your mother-in-law is bald.
I agree, of course.
And would I be correct in thinking that only last Wednesday...
Objection. I hope my learned friend is not going to lead.
I am not. Oh. Mr. Molar, would it be fair to say that your mother...
Objection.
Does your mother...
Objection.
Well, I must protest. Your learned friend is treating Mr. Molar like a half-witness. Now, Mr. Molar, would you tell...
Objection.
That is really quite intolerable. Your learned friend is making a mockery of this courtroom. What is more, me learned friend is neither learned nor me friend. In future, my lad, with your permission, I should refer to him as me ignorant enemy. Now, if me ignorant enemy will allow me to get a few words in edgeways...
What way? Mr. Bartlett? Joking, Mr. Bartlett.
Very good,
Mr. Molar, will you tell the court, please, what has happened to your bald mother-in-law recently?
My bald mother-in-law, she's had rabbits tattooed on her bald head because at a distance they may look like hairs. Hairs on
Thank you, Mr. Molar. And did you then, Mr. Molar, see the ostrich fly to the window and land on the passing ice cream cart, thereby causing a small quantity of ice cream to fall on Mr. Bottle?
Yes.
No further questions?
Just two questions, my lad.
Right.
Mr. Molar.
Hello.
Does the accused have a garden?
No, the accused does definitely not have a garden, no, the accused.
In that case, would the accused be likely to have a spade?
No.
A Scythe.
No.
Hoe.
No.
Pitchfork.
No.
Trowel.
No.
Rake.
No.
Pruning shears.
No.
Watering can.
Yes!
Damn.
Well done, Mr. Miller.
No further questions, my lad. You may leave the court, Mr. Molar.
Very kind, my lad, but before I go, I would like to finish by singing a very, very lovely old ballad entitled...
I
So
don't
Much
wish
for-
to hear that. Would you kindly leave the court?
You're very kind, my lad. Oh, I ain't got a barrel of money.
For Arnold Fitch.
You are Arnold Fitch, alias... You are Arnold Fitch, alias...
Mr. Maltravers, would you go and see to that, please? I never had
Yes,
anything
my
like
lad.
to call
It's really
wrong
quite
like
intolerable
it.
that I've no full of law such as this.
Thank you, Mr. Maltravers.
A pleasure, my lord. You are Arnold Fitch, alias Arnold Fitch?
Yes.
Why is your alias the same as your real name?
Because when I use my alias, no one would expect it to be the same as my real name.
Quite. You are a company director?
Of course.
Of course. Did you throw the watering can?
No.
I suggest that you threw the watering can.
I did not.
I put it to you that you threw the watering can?
No.
I submit that you threw the watering can?
I didn't.
Did you? Or did you not throw the watering can?
I did not.
Yes or no? Did you throw the watering can?
No.
Answer the question.
I didn't throw it.
Oh, he denies it.
Oh.
Very well, Mr. Fitch. Would you be surprised to hear that you'd thrown the watering can?
Yes.
And do you deny not throwing the watering can?
Yes.
Ah, no! Very well, Mr. Fitch. Would it be true to say, Mr. Fitch, that you were lying if you denied that it was false to affirm, that it belied you to deny that it was untrue that you were lying? You hesitate, Mr. Fitch. An answer, please. The court is waiting.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
No further questions, Blood.
Call Exhibit A.
A?
Yes, A. Mr. Fitch, have you ever seen this before?
No.
No further questions, my lad.
It is now incumbent upon me, just as I thought, these disgraceful proceedings to a conclusion. I sentence the writers and performers, Tim Brooke Taylor, John Cleese, Graham Chapman, Jonathan Lynn, David Hatch, Bill Oddie, Gene Hart, and Joe Kendall, to be deported to England and thence to Broadmoor. I sentence the musicians, David Palmer, Jonathan Lynn, and Brian Hands, to preventive hanging. When I think that this half hour might have been used for a program of French mime, all in wrestling, or nude tableau, the mind boggles. Boggle, boggle, boggle. I therefore sentence the producers of this outrage, Humphrey Barclay and Peter Downs, to a spell of 437 years producing Listen with Mother.